It is because they get Tusk. 11's Tusk is absolutely legendary. That's the thing here. It's very much a trade-off. They kind of put themselves in position where they get a trade that they're okay with. Matumbaman, most likely the Doom player for this team, I feel. This hero can do really well in the safe lane. If they want to run in the off lane with something like a Lich, they can. But Doom's not a hero you want to be leaving staff for farm. But Tusk +1 will be coming out of EHOME almost certainly.
And again, have to note, the changes to Doom are not effective now. They will be taking place after this, so they didn't let it slide because they figured he was nerfed. I agree with you, it's probably for the Tusk. Now, do you think they should follow it up and maybe just snag up the Lich for themselves and not allow it for Liquid?
Lich has been losing a lot of games. That's a game-losing pick for EHOME right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the best partner for the Tusk is going to be. And I was about to say Queen of Pain would be great, but that was banned out in the first stage, so we won't see a CTY Queen of Pain. You're Radiant, so you could go for a Shadow Fiend. Old Chicken plays a great Shadow Fiend if you want to play that in the mid lane. It does reveal one of your lanes, or almost two of your lanes, since it's almost always 11 playing the off lane Tusk. They don't run it as a support too often.
You could keep things a little bit kind of hidden. Oh no, Spirit Breaker looks like it's going to be a support role, right?
Yeah, this will be off lane Tusk, support Spirit Breaker.
I was going to suggest the Kaka Wisp, since he's so good on the hero, but looks like they're going to go with something else. Wyvern's going to be the pickup, and that's most certainly Jirax's hero.
Big emphasis on the early game already coming out from EHOME, picking up these bruisers. They want to have lane dominance and control so that they can segue into a nicely polished mid game there. Liquid not looking to express a lot of their game plan. They just get a solid defensive support rather in Winter Wyvern, who is very good at capitalizing against these melee heroes who have to be into the meat and bones of the fight. So Huskar's got to go. EHOME didn't like what they saw yesterday.
Yeah, why not just be safe? And that you've revealed the strat. It's one of those things, yes, pocket strats are better in BO1s, but you can pull out one and get yourself an easy, quick 1-0 lead in the best of 3. So just because it's a best of 3 does not mean we wouldn't see a pocket pick or something crazy come out from one of the two teams. I think for the most part, Liquid don't run many pocket strats. The Husker being kind of maybe the one exception there, but they're going to run more of their standard stuff here, especially in just a game 1 of a best of 3. They probably, to me, Liquid's a team who can match up well against EHOME. They play very safe, calculated Dota, often being compared to their playstyle to how the Chinese teams play, and I think they will have a pretty decent chance against EHOME if they just play their normal style of Dota.
It does look like this will be the first time Liquid will get the opportunity to play Doom, at least in this tournament. Do we know if this is just going to be a set mind control Doom, or do we venture that maybe they could put this on Matumbaman into the safe lane? It's hard to say.
I prefer it in the safe lane, especially with how Liquid prioritize so much farm on Fata. Matumbaman doesn't need to, he can go fight while Fata spends more time farming. That's how he plays the Razor, the Shadow Fiend, whatever it may be. So it's hard to say for sure because I haven't played this tournament, but my preference here and what I would lean towards would be the Matumbaman safe lane.
I think that's something that we'll see more as the draft develops. I mean, yesterday we saw FY playing a Doom in the support position. So
True.
I think if the draft lines it up where if the Doom needs to move to a forward row, he can. And I think that's really the strength of the hero, right? You just don't know.
Lina, the third grab here for EHOME. This comes after a ban on the Viper. Is that just, we did want to make sure our mid lane has a good time and that they're planning on putting this Lina into the mid lane?
Chinese teams do run Lina fairly often as a support as well, and I think similar to the Doom, maybe picked up because it is versatile. If Liquid pick a mid that's a poor matchup for Lina, like a TA, then EHOME can grab a different mid hero to match up against something like that TA. But pretty versatile here and just always solid, well-rounded, so I don't really feel like there's any big gaps or something that you can kind of look to abuse on the side of Team Liquid from a Lina pick.
Does offer him heavy burst here against whatever potential is to come. Liquid looking out for their third pickup. This comes after an obvious AA ban, which is very nice against the Doom. Could always be potentially for something else they had in mind. Got to casually throw out the Alchemist. I didn't even get to finish my thought before they picked it up. There he is. Alchemist as well. Does feel a touch of greed here for Liquid.
Literally?
Literally.
Literally. I mean, I feel like Alchemist at this point, combined with Doom, you just have so much HP up front. On the other side, you still have Tusk and Spirit Breaker. I feel like Acid Spray.
Alchemist with HP? You crazy?
I mean, he's going to build HP, right? He's going to build HP this game.
Yeah.
Fata generally, I don't think he's going to go for the
Radiance Manta build. It's like,
I feel like if you go for the
popular in vogue
I feel like
way
if
of
you go
playing.
for Radiance, Manta build against Tusk and Spirit Breaker, you're just asking for
Yeah.
trouble. I think you need to go a little bit more HP/defensive build.
But then you look at the first time we saw the old school normal build that Super did yesterday for Vici Gaming, it couldn't close out the game, and then it fell off really hard in the late game.
Yeah, Winter was not happy with the BKB choice.
Yeah,
So maybe that, I do agree. I felt like BKB was not necessarily that game. But we saw the effectiveness of that Alchemist in that game where the Basher MKB was pretty scary towards the mid-late game. And I think Team Liquid is kind of driving to end the game around the 40-minute mark, right? That's kind of their average end time. And this game, this lineup could go very late. And I'm scared for EHOME when it does go that late.
Yeah, because so far we don't see where their late game potential is. It's got to be here in these last 2 picks.
or they just go early game. We talked about the old chicken with his Dragon Knight. You could still
true.
fit that in the lineup. CTY's actually done the safe lane Lina for this team.
Okay.
Talk about Lina and its versatility. They don't just run it mid support. They run it safe lane farming. That's why CTY plays Queen of Pain. Lina, a kind of similar play style overall. You don't have the same mobility, but you've got the same burst damage potential and just the ability to rotate around the map to find pickoffs.
Another CTY special is the Slark. I mean, you often see the dichotomy between Doom and Slark. If Doom's the Slark while he's invis, then he kind of just runs away and there goes your Doom. But of course, Doom is so good against the Slark. I'm not sure exactly how you guys feel about that lineup, and of course CTY playing it, but that is now no longer the case because we see Templar Assassin being picked up. Acid Spray is going to be fairly good against her if that's the 1v1 mid matchup.
Definitely got me a bit percolated there to see the TA come out.
Yeah.
Radiant side, passing over options like Shadow Fiend. Why the TA here and now?
Burst damage. You've got to kill an Alk fast. The Chemical
true.
Rage is huge HP regen.
Yeah.
You go for, Shadow Fiend's got some burst potential in the early game with Razors, but once you get late game, you're the right-clicking SF. You're not bursting as fast as a TA can. Immediate pseudo counterpick with the Lich. Also a hero that means they can now run the Doom much more efficiently and effectively in that off lane, having the Lich partner. So I like the response from Liquid. I still feel TA was a great pick, and EHOME overall have a good plan of dealing with the Alchemist and making sure he's not a big threat this game.
I feel like Team Liquid's draft is too full of kind of slows and not enough stuns. I mean, sure, you got Frost Armor against 2 melee heroes. This is good, but when people are running away, what are you stopping them with?
Well, we saw the LGD game where they had Lich and Dazzle as their 2 supports. This is very reminiscent of that with the Lich, Winter Wyvern. A little bit more aggressive. Arctic Burn in the early game roaming around can cause problems. You can't really kill a TA, but you can at least pressure lanes a bit better than a Lich Dazzle. But
The initiation power is just so low.
Yeah.
You're trying to go in here with Winter's Curse, and if it finds 2 to 3, that's great, but that's counting on EHOME making mistakes. I'm not sure if I like Liquid's draft so far.
I would have to agree. I was going to add to that I feel the lack of initiation here from Liquid, unless they can itemize a way to get themselves into the fight. Otherwise, the first quarter or even half of the game is going to be a bit tricky here for Liquid to kind of get off on the right foot in some of these, what could be chaotic team fights. Snowballs, Spirit Breakers get in your face, Lina potential setups, and that hefty burst of TA.
their last pick has to be a team fight starter. They've got absolutely nothing. If they want to run Doom safe lane, Clockwork is still viable, but with the Lich Doom, it seems more likely going off lane. What
Who's
is
that?
this?
Who's that guy?
Huh.
The man with the briefcase.
Well, Alchemist is going to be squishy. You talked about the tanky frontliners. This hero makes everybody just squishy as all hell. As far as initiators go for Liquid, I'm actually shocked. Ember Spirit has been untouched, and this is Matumba Man, Team Liquid, not picking Ember Spirit.
We might see it here.
Yeah, I think that may be one of the strongest last picks Liquid could go for, and something that's been somewhat overlooked. And they'll look back like if they're planning around the offlane Doom, you think what Matumba Man heroes are there, and Ember I think one of the better ones because of how much he can kite around in a fight. He's kind of a good answer to. He doesn't really feel squishy if he's not getting locked down.
Doesn't that not feel like then that their lineup would just peak so much later than anything we would see from like EHOME? I feel like they would just need to take all that extra time to really get onto their feet. Doom has a little bit of a build-up. I mean, sure, he can just pop out Scorched Earth and kind of run through enemies, but someone like Alchemist and then the Ember, they have a little ways to go. I would just fear that if this TA had a fantastic laning stage, would just be able to snowball.
I agree. I feel like you need something a little bit more early game oriented. You mentioned the clock a little bit earlier. I like it. It's a little bit more HP up front. You could Lich and clock, and that would be a very strong lane. And more importantly, gives them that key initiation. Right now, how do you initiate a fight? Again, you rely too much on Curse. Maybe Alchemist gets a blink, but no, it looks like we're going to see a Slark.
This just
a
feels
funky drop.
greedy to me from
Yeah,
Liquid.
your lanes has to go well, and I just don't see the way it'll win, 2 out of 3 lanes.
Now, given if the lanes
Doom,
do go
but-
well for Liquid, they have a great late game right now, and I would imagine going past 30 minutes, they would feel pretty damn good about their lineup right now. But if EHOME just get off to a quick start, I could see Liquid having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Liquid's greedier. They're going to be looking to farm, split push more, and just avoid fights all throughout the mid game. They just do not have, when you've got the Alchemist, and that's to me is a big worry. You pick the Doom to kind of fight a lot using the new buff Scorched Earth, and we're just not going to see it out of the rest of the heroes. Slark's not going to come online at the right time. Fata, maybe we do see, we talked about the different builds you can go, whether it's the Radiance Manta or something more fight-oriented. This seems to me, I kind of have to agree with you now. It does seem like a game where you need to go for that fighting kind of mech SMY type build and just help your team out as much as possible.
Well, it looks like we're going to get started. It's our first match here of Day 3 main stage action, a best of 3 of EHOME going toe-to-toe against Team Liquid. Let's go ahead and send it over to our casters. It's Odie, Pixel, and Merlini. Gentlemen, take it away.
Indeed, thank you very much, Dakota. And here we are, Ben, EHOME versus Liquid, in a matchup where we're seeing a couple of heroes that we don't always see, of course. Liquid picking up the Slark, not necessarily the carry, the core that we see in every game on 6.85, and EHOME bringing in Elder Titan. What's up with that, Ben? Why is this the game for a bit of ET?
I remember talking with PVD at the last time Elder Titan was picked, and it was mostly versus Terrorblade and Morphling that the hero is really good against, but I don't even think the natural order is going to be able to do that much. They have a couple of strength heroes without any armor. You have like magic damage, but it turns into pure later, so I don't think the minus magic resistance is that useful. Maybe they're relying a lot more on the Stomp to set up for spells.
Okay, it looks like we should be able to get the show on the road pretty shortly, as we're just getting the final settings done for both of the teams. But Liquid versus EHOME, you know, looking at the overall odds on certain sites, it's looking to be predicted very close, and I've got to be honest, I've got to agree. There was one kind of swinging point, was the fact that if EHOME were going to get their hands on the CTY Quap, then I would have kind of felt that the game would have favored EHOME a lot more. But with the drafts as they are, I feel that we could be in for another close series, a bit like yesterday's between Secret and Vici.
Yeah, I think EHOME's heading in as slight favorites, but I like Liquid's lineup actually a lot more. I think the Slark's pretty good here, generally not that great versus the Lina, but great versus everyone else on their lineup, and of course they do have the Doombringer. But EHOME, their late game is not that great, especially with like TA getting owned by Winter Wyvern and Doom and whatnot, so we have to really rely on CTY on his Lina to do maybe as well as his Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I guess in terms of the draft of EHOME, they've got the Tusk, they've got the Spirit Breaker, so they can look to try and force the fights early on. And I mean, Elder Titan is a hero. I mean, we don't see him a lot. How much does he offer to kind of the mid-game? I mean, is there a point that we're going to just see him look to stick in the lane, get a certain item up before joining the rest of the team, or could he still be pretty potent before he even gets the ult online?
He's seen as like a anti-pusher sometimes, an anti-5-man, because he gets a lot of damage, and just setting up with the slows is really annoying, as well as just being able to push out the wave. And he can do it much safer than the likes of, let's say, Rubik, although most of the time when you have Winter Wyvern, you don't really worry about Elder Titan. But I don't know, Liquid's lineup isn't really geared towards that much 5-man. Sometimes you can see him in like some special cases versus like Broodmother to get a lot of damage with the Astral Spirit. But I don't really see any like super useful ability that he's going to provide here.
Okay, I mean, and obviously Matumba Man's choice here to go on the Slark. You look at the side of E, and we've talked about the fact that they've got these initiators. They've also got the Lina as well with the burst damage. So, I mean, it's as you said, the late game may favor Liquid, but do you feel there is definitely going to be a mid-game point where EHOME's lineup and draft is going to feel a little stronger than Liquid's?
It just depends on how successful they are with Alina. I think the Templar Assassin has everything stacked up against her. There's like Scorched Earth, Dark Pact, Acid Spray. These things are going to deal with her refraction in less than a second, and then they have like a lot of armor with the Lich and potentially like Frost armor from the Doombringer and Cold Embrace and Winter's Curse. Like it's such an impossible game to play TA against, and they're on Radiant side, so I don't really foresee her having that much until maybe she gets like a large Ancient stack. I remember one time in the group stage, I think you were casting with me, and TA struggled a lot, and it was kind of like through LGD just kind of feeding them like 20 kills that they actually got back in the game, but it's doesn't seem like the greatest TA game.
I mean, talking about Fata, obviously on the Alchemist, it was mentioned on the panel that they didn't necessarily think it would be the best game to go for that kind of standard Radiance Manta Octarine build. I mean, do you think that is still going to be the plan here for Fata, or do you think we could see a more kind of active fighting or a utility kind of build here on the Alchemist?
We've seen some like half and half builds. Sometimes you get like an early Vit booster to fight a lot and not die, and then you go for the Radiance later. You can also do the same thing with the Sage, and Fada usually plays it by ear as opposed to Super, who almost always goes like the same build every single game. So if they just don't do anything, then he can just get Radiance. If they fight a lot, he can just get a Sage or a Mech and then build a Radiance later. But they're not really that hard pressed for him to like have to get fighting items early.
Okay, and here we go. Let's get the game underway here. And Liquid versus EHOME. So at the moment, in terms of the lanes, I'd imagine it's pretty much what's going to be expected straight up from the draft. I mean, anything here that you feel either team's going to get caught out by, or do you think both teams kind of know where everyone's going to be starting off?
Kind of know what everything's going to be starting off with. Like a Lich on your team, you're generally like playing a little bit defensively and waiting for the opponents to make the first move because you already have the huge early laning advantage. But as usual, look for Kaka's Spirit Breaker rotations.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Kaka's performances on the heroes. I mean, one of the notable ones, of course, on like the Phoenix, where he always knows when to jump in and get the fight kicked off. And I don't think he's going to be any exception here on his Spirit Breaker today. Let's see what he's able to do here to deal with the side of Liquid in the long run. It looks like we're not necessarily going to see a fight at the moment, as it is EHOME looking towards the bottom rune, and it looks like Liquid just going to aim to grab themselves that top rune. They did get that very early Observer down here, but as Jarek's TP'd into the lane and managed to get that vision out before there's any chance of EHOME scouting him out, placing it up there on the Radiant high ground by the Ancients. And as you said, that's going to be quite a big thing because they have got a TA, and they'll probably look to start stacking those. So Liquid want to keep some kind of info on that area.
They also just want to secure Fada's bounty rune.
Yeah.
That's really important when you have the Alchemist, that he gets like, at least 2 of the first like 6 bounty runes, I would say. And this just already gives him so much gold towards his bottle. So
yeah, and would you imagine it's going to be the bottle straight up here? I mean, sometimes we see the Alchemist go for the boots. I guess, yeah, he's not spent the money here against the TA. Yeah, the bottle is going to be the favorable item to pick up with that bounty gold.
So let's see where Mind Control starts off with. He's kind of the only wild card. He can gank mid if he gets a good creep and if TA's under a lot of pressure. But just what, a Centaur? Maybe look for some more camps.
All right, top lane, of course, so 11's Tusk. This was something that was mentioned for the side of EHOME in the sense that, I can't remember who said it, but they were talking about why Quat wouldn't be banned out against them, and they were mentioning because the Tusk is scarier. The panel were talking about the power of 11's Tusk, and we'll be able to see it in full force this time. But Timberman's going to be farming up against him in that lane as well. There is going to be Jarek's supporting him up on the Wyvern. You've got Kaka, so it is a very beefy, aggressive off-lane duo. And we've definitely seen this before, and I feel it was EHOME that did this before, wasn't it, with the Breaker Tusk off-lane?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty common. I'm not sure if getting Tusk and giving away Doom is worth it. I don't think that's a trade that most teams would go for. So they really have to get a lot of mileage out of Tusk. 11, I think, does have one of the best Tusk in the world, though.
I mean, Timberman's obviously going to have to deal with that. And then on the bottom lane, CTY farming on this safe lane Lina, something that's kind of fallen out of favor. Obviously, there's a few teams that do still like to run it. I mean, we didn't really talk about it too much, but in your eyes, why would they opt to put the Lina in the position 1 this game as opposed to many other kind of more popular carries at the moment?
It's just their sort of style. They can end games pretty early, and it's kind of like Queen of Pain. She does scale well into the late game, but she's not your ideal one.
They're looking to get 11, and there'll be a charge across from Kaka here. Timberman jumps forward with the bashes as well. 11's going to be able to get the salve off here. Timberman's still hitting away to get that early point in essence shift, so he can trade the right clicks, but I was going to go down here at the moment. 11, I was moving back in, does have the snowball and the shards, and he's holding a mango here, so he's always going to have enough for that combo.
Pretty nice play by Spirit Breaker. He actually tanked the pounce. I think 11 was pretty close to dying had that pounce actually connected. So neither Observer Ward in the safe lane has been scouted out.
And once there's a few levels here on these 2 heroes, I mean, top lane, Liquid have to be very, very careful because there is the burst and the initiation. Kuroki, he's got himself an Invis, but there is, in fact, an EHOME sentry ward here, and they are going to see him here. They're looking for a potential stomp, but Kuroki realizes that they've got the vision and walks himself out of the range.
So Mind Control, I think, probably wants a better creep. It's still hard to kill people. I think you'd want a Hellbear Smasher if you're actually going for kills with the double slow with the Lich. It also just does a lot more damage versus these heroes, but not sure if he's going to get that lucky. It's cooling down in 10.
Oh, mid lane, I mean, Fada just thrown out a concoction here. Old Chicken have a pretty nasty time. He did just manage to get the bottle out, though. Actually, he absolutely needed. It's pretty even, though, in terms of CS here between the Alchemist and the TA. No one forcing each other out, but we can already see the acid spray just being a huge issue here for the refraction. Top lane, trying to go into Kirk. He has got the pounce here, but there is a charge, and yeah, Kirk will just get himself out. 11, he may be in trouble though, as there's 5 essence shift stacks on Matuma. He's hitting pretty hard. Actually going to turn around here, because Lanham's turned into lane. They've got a snowball here. They're going to pick everyone up straight onto Matuma Man, but the cold embrace from Jerax is there. They'll continue to surround him. 11's gone to the side. They've got the slow in with the Orb of Venom, and Kaka trying to chase down a bash. Would help me get this kill. He's going to have a charge in 1 man at a time, but are they going to go back in with the charge? No, they're going to leave it. So a very early rotation there from Lanham, but it does ensure that no one on the side of EHOME gets taken down by this duo from Liquid.
Very nice cold embrace coming out from Liquid there. And Old Chicken not really able to spend any time stacking. His lane's like always pushed in with the Alchemist, and Alchemist, let's see if he is able to get another bounty rune. So 2 for 3, pretty good so far for him.
In terms of the CS, you got 20 for 2 on CTY compared to the 15 for 2 on Matuma Man. So understandably, Slark having a little bit of a harder time in terms of getting that far. But as you were saying earlier, it really is all about EHOME just getting the early momentum and using it to punish Liquid's draft, which is going to be very, very strong in the late game.
Setting up for potential kill in mid. Fada going again.
Oh, bottom lane. Lina just goes in there as Kaka turns up with the charge. And we had to take the first blood there against the Lich. So already we're seeing a bit of issues there on the bottom. Kaka is going to find mind control here. Just going to trade hits here. Lina is nearly, yes, she's close to level 6. And that's the problem. Getting that 1 kill now and putting CTY in the advantage in terms of XP, you've got to be very careful coming back to this lane, especially if you're a level 3 Lich, because once that Laguna's online, they'll be able to find very easy kills with the setup from the charge from the Spirit Breaker.
That's not good at all for the Lich team,
Or
though.
mid lane as well. If they get this kill on Safada, and they just might, they've got the slow, but he has got that haste rune. And looks like they didn't anticipate for that one, EHOME. They'll pull off. Fada just coming back in, knowing that he can trade the hits. He's got Jerax around as well on this Wyvern, so he should be fine.
Yeah, that's devastating for the Lich team, though, when you give up a solo kill like that. Because you kind of waste all your time sacrificing the early game to only have the lane come out as a wash.
And bottom lanes, pings are coming out. We've still just got CTY hanging in there. Hasn't quite found the 6. Lanham's coming back in. And Mind Control's farm, he's reaching on to level 5. He's got a fair bit of CS himself, 24 for 2. So he is, of course, finding a lot here on this Doom off lane, as expected. And Kaka's just going to continue to stack the Ancients by the looks of it here for TA. We're going to see Fada make a beeline for the bottom rune. He's going to hold out and hope for the bounty. We'll see if he gets lucky this time on the Alk again. And yeah, well, Old Chicken would have wanted to contest, but there's too many heroes here for him to run into it. And yeah, Fada, he's going to get lucky. He gets himself another bounty rune, so more money in the bank here for this Alchemist. As you said, that's what, 3 out of 4 now, so pretty lucky here for the Alk.
Yeah, nice try with the stun dodge. Matuma Man gets going for early treads. Probably wants a Shadow Blade or Blink sometime, but I don't think he's going to
bottom
be able
lane,
to rush
they're
it.
moving in onto CTY here. They've got the slow, but they're stomped. They're down and cold from mid-place. They turn around with the light strike. The Laguna onto Mind Control. The Scorched Earth heal won't save him as they get themselves the kill. And oh, no, Kaka won't be able to find Kuroki there. But at the same time, on top lane, they did find a kill here onto Slark. So both lanes, top and bottom, heroes being dropped on either side.
Now, we saw the usefulness of the stomp there to set up for the Lina stun. So as long as Elder Titan's in good position, he should be able to do a lot. Going for the 2-1-1, not really focusing on natural order. He doesn't really need to this game. They need more stacks on the side of Liquid, though. That's what you want with the Alchemist.
Yeah,
They haven't had too much time.
Absolutely. I mean, stacks, of course, for EHOME, very nice. For the Ancients, they have been stacked up nicely here for Old Chicken when he wants to go back and clear them. He's also got DD, so he can go and make short work of them if he wants to do them anytime soon. Bottom lane, Mind Control, still not hitting that level 6. They've let Lanham here on the side of EHOME get a bit of the XP, as CTY did have to go back to base here.
It's a big deal for them to be able to constantly keep an Observer Ward down here, though, to try and keep the Doom in check. Like, one of the benefits of having Doom is like, okay, if we go on him, we can easily get turned around if we don't kill him before Scorched Earth heals him back up. But if you know how many people are behind him, it's a much safer venture.
And in terms of Old Chicken's build here on the CH, do you think we're going to see early pickle attacks? Hold that forward bottom lane. There's a charge through. Light Strike Array as well into Mind Control, but He did get the Scorched Earth off, and now he's going to look to turn. He throws in the Hurl Boulder. There's a Laguna Blade going back, but this Doom is incredibly tanky. Thinking about continuing to chase, but he will hold it off. Kuroki will manage to get the Frost Blast on CTY. Kaka's still hanging around incredibly low. He's actually going to turn around for a charge, and like, near to no HP, gets the bash off. He's got to get himself out. Lightstride's going to miss. They get the Dragon Save, but they get the vision here for the Snowball. Straight onto Mind Control, and they'll find themselves the kill. Very nicely done there by EHOME, and Kaka with Balls of Steel just charging back in on minimal HP.
Staying a little bit too long there, waiting for the TP to come in for the Tusk, but it's pretty close. You want to kill this like really fragile Lina, especially with no treads and very, very few stats. Lina's kind of went this Glass Cannon build, especially with the Soul Ring early, but they can't really capitalize on it.
And we saw that as well. Jarrett's getting a second observer just near the Ancients, so they're very aware that it's up at the moment. The question is if there's ever going to be a point where they can try and contest. Vada back in the jungle, and as you mentioned earlier, the fact that he does go for this build where he's picked up the Sange, so he's got that extra kind of tankiness and HP pool to deal with the burst initiation at the side of EHOME. So we'll see what he decides to kind of build that onto and then follow that up with, as you said, it's not going to be the full greed build here from Alchemist this game.
Yeah, he likes to do a mix. I kind of like this approach from Alchemist. It's like on demand. He almost always goes 2 points in stun though, and it doesn't really hurt your farm that much. If you're a safe lane, then you probably want more in greed, but in the mid lane, I think it's perfectly okay to only have 1 in greed and not max spray.
And with Timberman, of course, on this top lane, Slark having pretty much free farm. The fact that he managed to find that kill earlier onto the Tusk, that 1 kill, and they haven't really pressured the Slark a lot at this point, EHOME. They've been putting a lot of focus on the bottom lane, looking to try and catch Mind Control out when he overextends. But this Matumba Man Slark could slowly become an issue here for the side of EHOME if he gets out of control.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good at like picking off weak supports though, and it depends on what EHOME wants to do in the later game. But one benefit of having the Elder Titan is the vision from the Spirit, because so many vision abilities got nerfed in 6.85. So you can actually use Astral
Mind
Spirit.
Control is going to go for this, but there's a Lina there. They'll find the Light Strike array as well with the Warrior's Punch to the goodness. Not quite enough. He gets off the Scorched Earth and he throws the Doom down on CTY. Now he's going to run. Is he going to live? He is. My goodness. It's one tanky hero, and you can see why he's been toned down a little bit in the patch that will be coming out into play after this tournament. As walks off a Laguna, Warrior's Punch, the whole full skill set there of 2 heroes. Mid lane, Vada coming in with a haste rune. He's got the concoction. Needs to be careful because 11's about as well. Old Chicken is on the high ground. And in fact, that haste rune is now going to run out. There's a charge following through here as well. And we'll see if he's able to get himself out there. The slow's there for the traps. Matumba Man is there if they want to turn and fight. The shards come out though. Have they got the stun in time? Yes, they have. Onto Vada, the stump as well. And they'll bring down the Alchemist. Another kill there for the side of EHOME. Very nicely done. And 11, just with that very aware placement of the shards to make sure there was no interruption from the rest of the side of Liquid.
Liquid coming out though on top in terms of the rune control, constantly sending 4 or 5 heroes to those bounty runes to ensure that Fada gets a start. So even though he dies, it's still not that big of a loss, and they plant this very nice observer ward to hopefully jack the stack while TA's taking it.
Bottom lane is CTY coming back in here. Looks like Lanham was going to join him, but cancels the TP. But 4 for 2 at the moment. Obviously the kills favouring EHOME, but in terms of farm and the fact that Fada's doing as well as he is, along with Matumba Man on the Slark, it's still very hard to call who's really coming out on top of this first 11 minutes.
Yeah, you expect Liquid to be, a little further ahead.
Yeah.
They have the Lich with the Sacrifice, and they have, of course, Alchemist with his Greed. So I actually say this is pretty reasonable for EHOME to only be like 2,000 or 3,000 gold behind. I think that's actually a pretty good position for them. They haven't been stacking as much as they could have, because they've tried to have 2 people in the bottom lane, and Doom's been running around a decent amount trying to kill people with his Golem.
And top lane as well, Matumba Man, just moving in on to Kaka. Just getting the hits in. He's running about 1,500 gold here at the moment on this Slark, so we'll see what the option is in terms of Viden builder. Do you think we could see an early Shadow Blade here for Slark, or is he going to go back even for something like a Midas and play for the later portion of the game?
I like the Shadow Blade a lot. I'm a big fan of Shadow Blade over the Blink. It depends on the game, but I'd say like most of the time Shadow Blade's a little bit better. It's much better for trying to get a little bit.
He just goes in and he gets the Killer Breaker. There'll be a turn around here with the Laguna Blade. CTY trying to move in, trying to chase down Matumba Man here, but he is out of mana, and Matumba Man getting away again with these solo kills that, this is not great for EHOME. He's already been fed 2 solo kills on this top lane. His farm's pretty much been perfect, and he's just continuing to spiral out of control here, 12 minutes in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big problem. Like, if he gets one mobility out of it, he can just completely contest Templar Ancients, and that's going to be really bad for EHOME if she has nowhere to farm.
And mid lane, Chicken hanging around, has the back of 11 and Lanham. Nothing going to happen there for the time being, as well, Jarex is around as well, so it's going to be hard for EHOME to try and make a move on the Alchemist. Especially now he has, of course, got that S and Y picked up, so...
Liquid's wards are just so much better, though. They have 1 over here, they have like 4 already out on the map right now, so they have like really good eyes on where Liquid's going to be. Whereas they have some in their jungle, but they're not really ganking over there, and they don't really have control to smoke in there at this point.
And here we go, so Matumba Man, his item of choice was the Blink, so something that's going to allow him to get himself into these fights. He's level 11 as well, and you can see, leaving the lane, he really wants to try and make something happen with the rest of the team. Kuroki and Mind Control already smoked up here on the side. They do have the Doom back online. Now we'll see if they're able to catch anything yet. Matumba Man just leading the way. And mid lane, you've still got Old Chicken hanging around. He's revealed himself. The Dire wards as well, very nice from Liquid, so they can see all of this happening and they see 11. They'll jump straight in here with the Doom, whole border to follow up, so Kuroki can get in range for the slow. There'll be a charge coming in, but they'll almost certainly find 11. So that's going to be the first kill here. Now with the charge straight across Kaka onto Mind Control. There comes out the Chain Frost as well for Kuroki. Oh, the bounces with a Winter's Curse for Drax. It's beautiful. They do get the Light Strike out in return. Fighter's getting healed up. Old Chicken's sitting there in the melt, but he's in the Acid Spray. And Matumba Man is just clearing up now. He's found one. Old Chicken's just, he's going to get the refresh off, trying to get himself out. Can they chase it? Yeah, Matumba Man blinked forward. Old Chicken's stuck. Double kill for Matumba Man. He leaps forward as well, but the stomp is there from Lanham. And Liquid with a beautiful fight there in the mid lane. And just perfect timing there with the Winter's Curse, with the Chain Frost. That couldn't have gone any better for Liquid. And the fact that Slark, he was involved throughout it all, and he's now got 5 kills, 15 minutes in, maybe even made that more. He jumps forward onto 11. They'll turn around the Echo Stomp. The Snowball will be there to try and turn. They've got TPs coming in as well. Matumba Man, he's got the Shadow Dance, and he'll just jump in. He's looking for 11. No, he's going to play it safe. Backs off, realizes it's a little bit risky hanging around with EHOME. But nonetheless, Matumba Man playing this game very, very smartly.
Overall, another smart smoke from Liquid. They used the Slark to scout out where the ward was. They found out this ward was there. He pinged on it, and then you see like kind of 2 heroes smoking, and they don't really expect a 2-man smoke because they see Fada mid, they see the Slark, and they think they're perfectly okay. But instead, Liquid, it's like a fake maneuver towards the mid, and ideally you want to sweep that mid T1 tower, but they're still doing a really good job of making the TA and the rest of EHOME feel really pressured. They don't feel safe around this T1 area at all. And of course, a night vision from Slark is just really difficult for EHOME to deal with.
Matumba Man moving in. He's looking for some action. He knows that there's people around, and CTY jumping straight in. Matumba Man's got it. He's got one. There'll be a charge onto from Kaka, but I don't know if they can do anything about it. Kuroki's moving in. I think Matumba Man just looks for more. He's going to find a second here. And 11 and Kaka just left to walk it off. And this is not great for EHOME. The fact that this Slark, level 12 now, getting so far ahead of their own position, one CTY on the leaner. And I mean, Matumba Man just, as we saw there, just jumps on your core leaner and she just evaporates.
And EHOME's still trying to figure out like where in the heck they have wards down.
Oh yeah, these wards from Liquid, they're beautiful. They're setting all of this action up. They allow Matumba Man to go as ham as he is, going straight in. There will be the charge out from Kaka. They've got anything to stop it. There is a Winter's Curse, in fact, if they want to try and move him, but now Jarex can't close the gap. 9 for 4. And if Liquid, if they get ahead as much as they are, it's surely going to be quite hard for EHOME to play from behind with their lineup.
They just need one big fight, though, to take out Roche. Almost does complete on them, but they're just at such a vision deficit right now. They haven't been able to utilize the Tusk Snowball at all to get kills of any sort. And, of course, the team fight potential from Liquid is huge with the Winter's Curse into...
Oh, look at Matumba. You've got to be careful on the side of EHOME. Lanham's about. He is able to hide behind the tree line. There's a charge onto Slark now, and they have brought 11 in here as well.
But he knows he's charged, though, because there's no other way that they have vision of him at this point. They have sentry wards over here, so it's kind of a cool, somewhat counter to Spirit Breaker.
He knows, and he should be able to easily get out. He's got the pounce. He's got the Shadow Dance if he needed it as well. They might just turn him. Mind Control moving in. Throws out the whole border to land, but there's another strike. Matumba Man, he's going to just jump straight in. Looking for the Dark Pack now with the pounce. Gets Kaka. The Doomsby drop down onto 11. Kaka's going to go down here. And CTY, Lanham, and 11 just left, walking back to basically the full 5-man from Liquid moves in. Fada, he won't be able to find the range there for the concoction. But again, Liquid finding kill after kill, and it doesn't seem like EHOME have any answers in terms of what to do to stop this pace that Liquid are forcing.
Yeah, they really don't. They had to try and do the early game to limit Doom's farm, but at the same time, you can't really pressure top and mid, especially when your mid is a Lina versus the TA, or sorry, a TA versus the Alk matchup. They kind of lost out in all 3 of the lanes, except I guess maybe a slight win on bottom, but they haven't really been able to make use of their really aggressive style at all. Can't 5-man at all. Elder Titan not proving to be that useful.
Lane, the fight's going off here. Old Chicken's trying to move in with the Desert, but the TP reactions are coming through. There's a Winter's Curse on CTY with the stun as well. They'll find the Lina. Old Chicken will look for the TP out and will get himself away. But again, just another kill being given to the side. They're trying to frantically chase down Matumba Man here towards the bottom. They'll get the charge out, but Dark Pact is there. Should be able to walk it up. In fact, he just turns, starts to hit the Spirit Breaker. It should be a little bit more careful now as there is a 4 of them moving in. Matumba Man maybe. Oh, he's stuck. In fact, the shards here have trapped him against the cliff. They've got the punch and they've got the Deso hit, and that is a big, big kill for EHOME. Ending the streak there. Old Chicken takes the gold. And some very nice shard placement from 11 there. We talked about his Tuscan. Just having the awareness to trap him in between the shards and the cliff itself.
Without that perfect of a shard, I don't even think they get the kill on him. He was about to blink out after the Shadow Dance.
Top lane, maybe this is them turning it back up here because they've got the Stomp onto Mind Control. He does have Scorched Earth, and I think they realize that he's so damn tanky now with the Frost Armor as well. It's very hard for him to jump on. Maybe if they commit more, and they will, EHOME wrapping around towards the top lane. KuroKy's there at the moment with Mind Control. They get the slant to KuroKy. There's your snowball in. They'll look for the easier kill and they'll get it straight up. That's going to be the Lich down. Mind Control looking to see if it out with the Stomp. Is it there? Yes, it is! They get the Stomp there with a Spirit. Beautiful play from Lano. Sets it up. 5 heroes move in. They'll burst down Mind Control, and EHOME, they're turning it back up here, and they're showing Liquid that this one is not going to be a walk in the park.
It's a good time to fight. They just got the Deso on TA, and she does a lot of damage, and they have the recently completed Yules on Lina. And of course, it's the daytime. However, nighttime is right about to hit, and Fada's going to have a huge influx of gold, probably AC complete in the next couple of minutes, and Liquid might be eyeing to do Roche fairly soon. They probably need a different creep on Doom if they want to do it. He does have the Vlad's. He's going the Mass Aura build, pretty useful as the offlaner.
And that you said you were talking before about how we saw a similar TA performance where they were doing all right, they got a couple of kills, then they came online. It seems to be a similar story here for Old Chicken now. He's at the top of the farm board in terms of CS. He's got 3 kills, and now he's got the Blink and the Desolator. So they've got to be very, very scared of this TA. He's also got an Invis rune as well, so he may find a free pickoff. They've got the vision in onto Fada, and I think this out's just going to get blown up straight away. 1, 2 from Old Chicken. And now the charge is going to get redirected onto KuroKy here, which is going to work out perfectly if they can move in for more. No, Matumba Man's here, so EHOME, they need to be careful. Matumba Man moving in with the shadows. He's trying to get Kaka. The Stomp's there. They get the stun off. There's a Doom here onto Old Chicken. They will be able to find the TA, and they do. Winter's Curse is dropped as well. 11 comes in. Now with the charge free straight from Kaka onto KuroKy. The shards are out as well, but the Cold Embrace is down to my man, healing him back up. Mecha's been popped on EHOME. They're looking for the Spirit Breaker. They'll find it. No, so Spirit Breaker gets the Never Strike. They'll find this Never Strike onto Lich. So it's a 2 for 2 at the moment. But they might be gets the charge off as well. So he will be able to escape. Nicely done from Kaka. And up to the top lane here. He's looking for maybe some backup from CTY, but CTY incredibly low on mana here. Putting some pressure. CTY needs to be very, very careful, and that's not careful enough. He pops the Yules, but Mind Controls them. Matumba Man as well. They'll find themselves a kill. So Liquid do ensure that they end up coming out on top 3 for 2. But still, these are very, very close fights between these teams.
Wow, they really need a CTY there for that fight. That was already a really good initiation. They had Vision on Alchemist on the high ground. He just instantly pops the TA, and if they just needed a little bit more damage output, but split pushing is not the play here.
Now we're going to have a Blink. Now picked up here by Mind Control on the Doom. And SMY is now complete here on Matumba Man as well. He's got 1,200 on top. And I mean, the Roshan is up. I'll see if Liquid do try and go for it. At the same time, EHOME are not going to let them have that one for free if they do.
Elder Titan, I think, is actually one of the best heroes inside the Roach Pit.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with like kind of the cliffing being much more difficult in Reborn. So they have to be super careful. Maybe probably need a gem in the area.
Getting the vision here for the Snowball. The Snowball won't quite connect. They'll have a charge as well. I'll be able to get the Echo Stomp off. And, Matumba Man might get caught by the crossfire by Kaka. Now, Kaka's going to hold off, actually cancel the charge. So Nothing going to go down here at the moment in the Radiant jungle. Liquid's still positioning himself around Roshan. They know it's up, and they're very aware that EHOME might look to go for it. Obviously, just having the TA with the Blink Deso. And now building towards that BKB by the looks of it, and doing it at a pretty good rate as well here, Old Chicken. He's got the Mithril Hammer, he's got the Ogre Club. And once you've got a BKB on that TA, it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare here when he jumps straight in onto the side of Liquid and starts bursting down your heroes with the Deso.
But not if he doesn't get that Roche. He's like public enemy #1, though. He got doomed in with his
Yeah, I
first
mean,
in that
all the
last fight.
focus is going to be on this TA, yeah, as he jumps in. That's true. There we go. Smoke up from EHOME. Let's see what's on the plan. Is it straight Roche, or is it get a pick off first? It looks like they're going to go into the pit. Old Chicken's going to start to work away and leaving the rest of the team here on the high ground, but Superman will come through. So he knows that the team is hanging around. And TA just looking to continue to solo this one, and of course doing it at a pretty good rate here. The question is, will Liquid come and contest there? We've got Jarek's moving in, so they've scouted it out. They know what's going on. Have they got the jump potential though, Liquid? Position himself in Matuma. Now he's going to go straight in fact, looking for Old Chicken. Old Chicken's got a haste rune. Will juke it out. Vada now charging up the concoction here. EHOME getting himself back into the high ground, but the stun will still land onto Kaka. And they go back into the pit themselves, Liquid, but I can't really take it down as quick. There's a slow onto Jarek's here. He has got that burn off, so he flies away. Shadow Amulet as well, so he'll be fine. Vata has now picked up an AC as well here on the Alchemist, so Liquid are in a pretty good shape here to fight if they can find the initiating jump.
Yeah, they don't have any vision, though. EHOME has this Observer Ward up the hill, but looks like they're going to try and do a roll wraparound.
Okay, who's going to make this initiation? But Timberman goes straight in, looking for Lanham here, bringing him down fairly low. They'll throw out the thing, and at the same time, there's been a Doom dropped as well. Matumba will get on place. Oh, this Chain Frost! Oh, it bounces the wrong way. No, it bounces back in onto 11 again. He's been doomed up. They found 3 already, though, EHOME. So even with a beautiful Chain Frost, okay, maybe Matumba and Fodder can clean this up. Matumba, he's wrapping around the sidelines. 11 is still alive here. Matumba just going to save himself. They'll just have to leave Fodder for dead here as they clean that one up as well. EHOME take 4. Even with a very nice Chain Frost from Kuroki, the Doom being dropped, EHOME still come out on top. They'll find Roshan. And every single fight as the game goes on seems to be worse and worse for Liquid.
Man, that's probably EHOME's greatest strength, though, being able to win these 5-on-5 team fights with superior positioning. And, you know, Lana on the Elder Titan, though, with the huge Earth Splitter right there. They don't want to approach up this hill. This is a terrible position for them to go in, because if they get stomped into any sort of combo, Lina stun, or Earth Splitter, they're going to die. But they kind of got split off there. Slark on one side and everyone else on the top.
And bottom lane, they're just going to get the push in. They get a tier 1. Old Chicken on top of the BKB now, 1,100 gold. And this man, he's been having quite a performance this game. He's almost keeping on par with the farmer Fateh on the Alchemist with the 4 points in Greevil. So, I mean, that's something in itself. They're 25 minutes in to be doing that on this TA. And it's all down to the fact that they've been finding the favorable fights. And he's also been keeping on top in terms of hitting those creeps at the moment. As we can see, 164 CS. The same as Matumba Man on this Slark. Charge forward here. He's already used the Dark Pack. He'll put the Shadow Dance off now. They've got backup coming in from CTY. With the blink out from Matumba Man, and he'll TP out straight away. So we will be able to avoid that jump in there from the side of EHOME. At the moment, I mean, we saw Liquid get a pretty good grasp on the early game, but it's this mid-game peak that EHOME are really hitting. And each fight that Liquid lose, they're just giving more and more away to EHOME and allowing these heroes like the TA just getting to get scarier and scarier. CTY still a little bit behind, but now he's made the big pickup. He's got that Bloodstone. So now's the point. If they take like these 4v1s again where EHOME are coming out on top, it's going to get worse and worse. And we're actually going to have a pause. But yeah, so Bloodstone on Lina. Liquid can't afford to take these 4v1 trades again.
It's especially worrisome considering the Alchemist went for a fighting build in this game, and they're still losing out on the fights. I mean, their damage is pretty crazy, though, with TA being this big. I think that Old Chicken's been playing like a really tight game, too. He hasn't really gotten picked off that often with like the Slark and the Doom. He dies in the team fights, but that's kind of to be expected. But yeah, him keeping up in farm with the Alchemist is really impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point as well, what is the plan here for Liquid? We've seen them trying to fight in these positions around the Radiant jungle. Do they kind of need to wait for EHOME to come to them? Or do you think we could expect to see some smokes coming out for Liquid and trying to make a go for it when the ults are online, as they are now?
the early game, they seem like they want to fight more because, again, they didn't really concentrate too much on stacking and farming up the alk. But at this point, you kind of still have to keep committing to that. You can't play too passively. You have a Slark who still is 9-1. You have an Alchemist with like really good items, 26 minutes in to take fights. So they have to continue what they were doing before. Take down wards with Slark using his ultimate to scout out where the obs wards are, and then take better fights during nighttime where you can eliminate a hero very early on. Ideally, the Lina or the Elder Titan, because TA can be controlled through Winter's Curse or through Cold Embrace or even Doom. And he has the Aegis, so you don't really want to focus him down first.
That's just interesting here from Matumba Man. So kind of an early pickup on this item, but it goes for the Moon Shards. Obviously, one of the heroes that Moon Shards does greatly benefit, but kind of an earlier point in the build to pick it up, don't you feel, 27 minutes in?
I think the general preferred build is Scotty here, but yeah, I actually think the extra night vision is actually pretty useful here. There's not really that many reasons to justify a Moon Shard when you're not really limited on item choices. It is pretty cheap now, but the attack speed, it's still tough for him to man-fight a TA. If he wants to man-fight TA, I think like Butterfly is pretty good for that. So, you know, he's looking for extra utility out of that item slot, 250. So he'll have like, you know, 2.5 times the night vision of EHOME. Not 2.5, 2 times.
Okay, and unfortunately just another pause here, but we should be able to get out. As well as we saw, obviously on the Spirit Breaker, Kaka just picked up the Shadow Blade. He's going to use that to try and find some good initiations across the map. But they have got this sentry down here, of course, Liquid, so they do see him here, and the pings did come out just as that pause came through. So, I mean, do you still feel that very much that Liquid are going to be looking to fight, or will they be happy just kind of trying to avoid what EHOME force and just farming up on these heroes like the Alchemist and the Slark and playing it for the late game?
If they had more items on the Doombringer maybe, or if Alchemist had gone like the Radiance Octarine, then maybe they can take it later, but he went a utility build on the Doom. No Midas, you know, no real late game items coming out from him, just all mid game. So they kind of went all out for the mid game, and they're kind of losing the fights, and you can't keep up the pace of a farm, especially with CTY having his Bloodstone already. So I don't really like Liquid's late game prospects at this point. Like before the game started, it looked like it was a little bit better, but with how the game's developed, them not having a gold lead with Alchemist, and some of the team fights not really panning out for them. BKB's coming out pretty soon for EHOME. Like these are all going to be really problematic for Liquid, and it's up to Slark to kind of get kills a lot.
I mean, TA as well, just on top of that BKB, so 2.6k gold here onto Old Chicken. I guess there's a fair few items that you can look for. I mean, in your mind, what would be the item that he picks up that is just going to be absolutely terrible for the side of Liquid to fight into?
I mean, some people like the Lincoln Sphere after the BKB to deal with the Doom, but I don't think it's that useful because they have 3 spells that can pierce BKB, the Winter's Curse, Doom, and the Chain Frost, so I don't actually think it's that great here. You can honestly just go more. Some people prefer Manta versus the single target as well. If you notice Doom about to blink on it, you can Manta, but it's again not that useful and a little bit more risky. But he can just go a standard like crit and just kill these low armor heroes. That's kind of what their lineup is geared for, right? With the Elder Titan, with the Natural Order, but not too much base armor on these guys, except for Slark.
Okay, so looks like we're just having some TeamSpeak issues. Hopefully we'll be able to get those fixed ASAP and get on with the game. But I mean, for EHOME, they've got to be happy with this. I mean, obviously earlier we saw just, it didn't look great when we saw this Slark going kind of, I think there was a point where he had 7 kills, hadn't died at all. But the fact that they were able to find these fights, obviously the huge thing being that the TA got the, ended his streak, you know, early on and got that huge influx of gold, which really allowed Old Chicken to get back on track and as farmed as he is, you know, now higher than the Slark in terms of net worth. And finding that very successful fight on the top lane, and then time after that, it's been a while really since we've seen Liquid come out on top of the engagements, as EHOME had just been playing it really well. And of course, Lanham on the Elder Titan, not a hero that we see all the time, but he's been there with some pretty huge echo stomps in terms of catching heroes out and just being incredibly disruptive in these team fights for Liquid to fight into.
Yeah, it makes it really hard for anyone to get focused down. They have like a defensive snowball. We saw him try to do it when TA was doomed in Winter's Curse, but it didn't actually end up saving her. But there is still that capability from her, as well as like the Echo Stomp, like multiple people charges. It's really difficult to focus down anyone on EHOME. especially with the mech. But Liquid, as long as they get their combo off, though, with the Winter's Curse and the Chain Frost, then they can actually win the team fights. But I don't know, with the BKB out on TA, it's increasingly difficult.
So obviously the build here on the Doom, so mind control. He's gone for the Vlads, he's gone for the drums, so going for those auras. What do you feel is going to be his next time? He's obviously got the blink.
Shivas or BKB is generally the choice.
Yeah, BKB. Okay.
He needs to be able to tank up, right? They're relying on the Slark a lot for the vision, but he can't tank everything. He can't like tank Laguna. He can get kited during his ultimate with the Echo Stomp. So it's like it's really difficult for him to just do everything in the team fights. Whereas you kind of just want Doom. Okay, whatever. You cast your Scorched Earth, you cast your Doom, and then you can kind of soak up damage so that the Alk and the Slark can kind of carry their weight and kill everyone off in a team fight. You don't want your Doom to be left alive at the end of the team fight. Generally, you want the Slark to live and him just get out of control with the Essence Shift stacks. But they're focusing way more on the Slark. And Doom's not getting enough aggro, if you can call it that.
Okay, I think, don't know if there's been any updates at the moment. Still just waiting for a word from the teams if we're good to go. And we have got people reconnecting, so maybe there's been slight internet issues with some of the computers here, maybe the ones running the servers for the TeamSpeak, so hopefully we'll be able to get it back in.
So one thing from this game too is that, like, do you want to ban out the first ban Queen of Pain versus CTY? I think like Lina and Queen of Pain serve like similar needs, but he seems to die a lot more often on the Lina because he doesn't have the blink available to him. So it's kind of useful information for other teams that are looking to play against EHOME. Like, what are they going to run for the one position? Because we've seen like VP, they use like Vengeful Spirit as well as Lina in their one position, and it didn't really work out for them. But EHOME's been having a lot more success with pseudo carries with the Queen of Pain and the Lina, so you can kind of take a page from their book and kind of see how they adapt if you ban those specific heroes out. But if the one position dies a lot, especially on a Lina, it's generally better suited for the two instead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously CTY's not been playing bad this game, but it's not on the same level as the quad performances, and it kind of feels sometimes he's playing as if he is still the quad. We see him quite deep sometimes, and then be like, oh,
I mean,
okay,
he played on it like 6 times in a row.
Yeah, he's still in quad mode here, so he's got to kind of tune it back into the Lina. But here we go, we're back on. Now to get the game back under hand, and at the moment, so top lane, there's a bit of a push coming out from Old Chicken. He's going to back up though. Doesn't want to look for a fight. Got 3 mid at the moment on the side of EHOME. And of course, EHOME will be very willing to try and find a good trade here and a good fight, as they do have that Bloodstone on Lina. I'd love to try and get those Bloodstone charges built up. And what is he purchasing here? I guess it's going to be the Crystallis here on Old Chicken. So with the Deso and the Crystallis, he is going to be hitting for a pretty decent punch here 28 minutes in.
Yeah, they might start getting Ghost Scepters to kind of counter this because they already have all the armor they can get, right? They have the Lich armor, the AC, and the Vlads, and there's not really that much more. And
Old Chicken.
Yeah, he's kind of out in no man's land. He does have the blink available, but
he's got blink BKB, so yeah, he's going to be okay. He's got the traps out as well, so he's spawning exactly what Liquid has. They passed over the one. And the Mayor into a mid lane. They're looking for Matumba Man. He'll get off the Shadow Dance, but they have got the charge through as well here. Matumba Man could be in trouble. He needs some help. We're going to see Mike Charles try and come in here, and he gets himself out. Very nicely done there by Matumba Man. EHOME couldn't quite cancel that blink. Going to see EHOME try and move forward for more here. Liquid heading back to open tower. Kake with a long range Nether Strike with a Glimmer Cape from Chariots. Comes out to Matumba Man. Matumba Man just trying to turn out. Jumps forward onto Kaka with the snowballs there. Picking him up. And the Sleep, the Storm is hit multiple units. They found Wyvern. Matumba Man still trying to fight. But here's the BKB up. Old Chicken. He's moving in. Looking for Slark. Slark low on mana here. Will be able to blink. Gets it off. Matumba Man will be able to blink away. So it is just Jerax falling here on the Wyvern. And EHOME aren't able to find anything else. So on the plus for Liquid in the sense that they do minimize the casualties here off the back of this full 5-man fight forced by EHOME.
So this is kind of Liquid's time to fight though. Minus the Aegis on the TA, they like drop sentry wards throughout their entire jungle to try and regain control of it. Slark actually managed to escape like the smoke gank. That was a pretty good time, but very nice obs ward.
Matumba Man, that was a very ballsy TP. Still going to be okay. They've got to be careful of the Echo Stomp. But Fada gets out the stun onto Old Chicken. There's no Doom though. Was used in the last fight. Jump forward from Matumba Man. He's looking for CTY, but again the Stomp comes out. Fada is hitting onto Old Chicken. Will find Old Chicken, but there's Aegis. TA's going to be back here for round 2. The ult coming out from Lanham, slowing them all. Old Chicken, he hasn't got that BKB, needs to be very careful as Mind Control Fighter chasing him down. Old Chicken trying to turn, now with a punch, the Snowball picks up the TA here, and now they go straight in. The Stomp's there onto Mind Control. They should be able to find him. Winter Curse has come out. Kaka, he will go down into the damage of Old Chicken. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment here, killing spree for CTY. Maybe they can move forward for more. They get the trap slow onto multiple heroes here. Is Old Chicken going to blink forward? He's got the refraction. Harder charging up the concoction, throws back, and here's Chicken. 1, 2, 3. He's going to need a 4th one, but he's actually looking for more. Hit the Snowball as well. They're closing onto Fodder. There's a cold embrace from Jerax. Old Chicken just backing up. Buyback here from Doom. Mind Control's coming in. They're looking for Old Chicken, but he gets forced back. Old Chicken even turning around, maybe thinking about going back into this fight. If refraction is back and available, Doom moving forward onto the high ground. He's got the Scorch Temple, the sleep here from the Echo Storm. They'll try and turn Mind Control. This might be a dive out, but the Glimmer Cape is there. And now with the BKB for Old Chicken, trying to get up to the high ground. Fodder continues to chase. There's the meld. Old Chicken's going to be fine. Mind Control drops out the Doom. Old Chicken, he's going to have refraction back up in 3 seconds. He's waiting for the refraction. The Bloodstone heal though. He's going to get him back up to full. He jumps in looking for Mind Control. Can he get the Doom? Yes, he can. Gets the Doom. He may go down though. Concoction comes out. Can they keep Old Chicken alive? No. They'll lose TA. Lanham trying to get the stomp on for the sleep, and he gets it. Onto 2. There's a charge coming back into the fight, but I don't think they'll continue to go here. EHOME will get themselves out. And a bit of a messy fight. Did have the buyback, which resulted in a dieback for the Doom, though. So overall, EHOME coming out on top in terms of the XP and gold swing, but only just as they do lose the TA.
Yeah, just super nice kiting by EHOME with the use of the snowball, and of course the echo stomps coming out from Lanham. It's crazy. And Liquid's just much more reliant on their ultimates, so if they buy back, it's not the best for them.
He's going to go for this one on 11. The snowball is there though. And 11, he's going to be fine. He gets the blink off. Oh, there's a trap slow. That's going to spook the Timberman, but TA is still dead, so he's going to be fine here at the moment. 25 seconds until Old Chicken is back in the game.
But they kind of let the TA run rampant in that fight too. They were forced to use the Doom on CTY. But still, not a bad fight for EHOME. It's right around where you want to take it to, like right before the Aegis expires, so that if they do kind of power through with buybacks, they won't yield an Aegis at the end of the fight as spoils.
Okay, so Old Chicken back and in the game. They've got a smoke here as well, EHOME, and they want to use it straight away as the TA comes back up. Let's see what they can do here with this. Pop it, make a movement into their own jungle. Now, Liquid, they do, of course, have a lot of diode wards out here, but they're smoking up themselves. We might see a smoke into smoke. If EHOME comes to the high ground here, who's going to make the first jump? Kaka moving in, he's got the Shadow Blade, dispels the smoke, jumping from 11, gets the punch out. Mind Control moving forward, trying to find out favorable Doom, but the echoes of the Chain Frost has been cast for Kuroki, bouncing between Kaka and Lanham. Now the Winter's Curse, holding them in place. This is huge for Liquid. They will lose Matumba Man, though. Fodder, he's cleaning up. He found himself a double kill, and they could get more. Lanham, he's stuck next to the Doom with the Scorch Stuff. Lanham will go down. It's 3 kills at the moment for the side of Liquid, and they're looking to move in for more. Concoction, it's not going to land, though, because 11 will blink away. But a very good fight for Liquid. They do lose Matumba Man, but they kill Lanham, they get the Spirit Breaker, and they also get Old Chicken's TA once again.
Perfect positioning by Liquid, too. Finally, they take a fight where they're uphill, and they force EHOME through a choke. And, of course, they get vision on the TA, they doom her, and with the Winter's Curse, Chain Frost after that, it's definitely a loss for EHOME. So EHOME, they have to kind of cause more havoc in the fights by like charging from one direction, having TA blink in another, and they can't.
Are they going in here? I mean, they need to be careful. 11. He's going to get slowed down here by the blast. Kuroki just moving and trading hits. And CTY moving forward incredibly aggressively. Gets the Yules onto Jerax, but Mind Control's going to go in, start giving the slaps. Now Fodder throws out the stun, will catch 11 and gets the kill with the Laguna Blade here, CTY, but he may pay with his life. Liquid just chasing him down there, find the Lina. There's a charge through from Kaka. They still have 12 seconds though before the TA's back up. They will be able to cancel the charge. There's Doom turns around here with the level def. Fodder moving in. 11, as he going to look to try and reinitiate. He has got the snowball, blinks forward, throws out the shards here. Fodder, he's going to lose the chemical rage now. He could be potentially vulnerable. Nether strike coming out from Kaka, but the BKB coming out from Fodder. He throws out the concoction, but the dodge. The snowball is there in time, and now Old Chicken is back on the map. Liquid needs to get themselves the hell out of there, because look at this damage. 1, 2, 3. Kuroki's out for the count. The stomp, the sleep onto Matumba Man. Looking to set up, they've got the Nether strike. If they can find the bashing, they're pushing the damage. They've got the control. They'll take down Matumba Man's Slark. And Liquid just hanging around for a little bit too long there. They needed to get themselves the hell out as soon as Old Chicken was back on the map.
That was really smart by CTY. I think he knew he was going to die there, but he's still committed. And with the Yules combo on the Winter Wyvern, and then they stay around a little bit too long. And of course, with the excellent chasing potential of the Tusk and the Spirit Breaker, they can kind of take the fight. And it's just so far away from Liquid's home that they're forced to retreat.
And now Old Chicken. What's he got on the courier? It's going to be pretty for him, I can assume. Okay, so he's got the recipe, and he's just, well, with this tower, he'll have the money for the completed Daedalus, and we've already seen how he can just burst through some of these heroes with 3 hits. Now it's going to be maybe even just 2. Jax will be able to force them off, and this is good timing for EHOME. Roshan's back up, and they're going to go straight for the pit, and with Matumba Man still down for 20 seconds, I don't think we'll see Liquid even try and contest this one.
EHOME again taking the fights at the right time. Their like timing is just so darn good for each of these engagements. And Liquid might try and do something, but it's way too late. And it's kind of one of the counters to Doom is having Aegis on the heroes that you really, really want. So they have what, Bloodstone on Lina. Looks like she's gearing up for what, Lincoln Sphere, deal with the Doom. So their 2 cores are like semi-immune to Doom.
He needs to be careful here. He did build the Skadi, so he's fairly tacky. Mind control blinking forward, but the blink out just in time from Old Chicken. Fighter's going to move forward here with the unstable concoction. See if he can find the stun. Can he actually see anyone? Yes, he gets the vision on 11. They'll find one stun now, but Matumba Man moves in. They've got the Doom on CTY. CTY will go down. That's the first casualty here for the side of EHOME, with the ult coming out from the Elder Time, but the Winter's Curse onto Old Chicken. They're pounding through the TA, but she has got the Aegis. Old Chicken will be back for round 2. Matumba Man chasing down Lanham here, building up the essence shifts. He's on 10 at the moment here. Old Chicken for round 2. Can he do anything but the control? Is there the snowball cross charge from Kaka over the fight, but they'll lose Old Chicken here. 3's down at the moment on the side of EHOME, and they may just lose more. They've found the Spirit Breaker. They'll get the 4th. Triple kill for Matumba Man. Only the Tusk 11 escaping, and a massive fight for Liquid. More money into the bank here from Matumba Man. It's going to shoot him back up the net worth charts. Still a fair bit behind Old Chicken, but that's exactly what Liquid needed to find off the back of giving away the Aegis to EHOME.
That's rough. EHOME's front line is not strong enough. CTY is constantly getting caught out by the Blink Doom, and he doesn't have a BKB. They can't allow him to get the Doom off on the Lina. It's becoming more and more of a problem for EHOME. And yeah, maybe he'll get the Lincoln Sphere, but it might come out a little bit too late for him. I guess he had it before that fight, but now they just lost one of the biggest fights in this game.
Yep, and they're just going to go push now, Liquid. 30 seconds until the TA's back. And I think they'll realize that when they start to chip away and there's no buyback coming out. They might even find a full set of racks. There's not even a fortification. It's already been used. Lanham and CTY trying to do their best to hold off. Cactus back up. They'll have a charge available. They may just be able to hold here. TA now 30 seconds, so they're going to be all right. They'll keep the racks alive. Oh, okay, they'll block off Fada here. They've got a Glimmer Cape. 11's moving forward with the Siege just to get the vision to see if he has actually trapped someone. And he will see now that he's got Fada, but shards are gone. And Liquid will back themselves out. So they take the tier 3 and they do a reasonable bit of damage here to the racks in the bottom lane.
Oh no, Doom has BKB now, so that's coming out around the Lincoln's timing, but the Lina doesn't have enough mobility in the fight to kind of deal with this. He can just blink, level death, and then Doom her without really any response coming out from EHOME. We have to see like some sick Tusk plays for them to win in the team fight. And on top of that, they have to have superior positioning because of Liquid's threat with the Winter's Curse. We saw how useful it was last fight, and that was with the Aegis on TA. Like, she popped BKB and still got destroyed by Auk.
Yeah, these heroes on Liquid off the back are getting scary and scary. Matumba Man with the Skull Basher complete. Now as he fired his build, we've already said how tanky this guy is now with the Skadi, the SMY, the AC, and he's now working towards a Basher of his own. EHOME looking to fight here. They'll send the Spirit through. They're smoked up on the side of Liquid. The pings will come out here. Lanham, I think he realized that he did pass over someone with the Spirit. Got a bit of a boost. So he knows the hero was passed over, and yeah, Fada's revealing himself now, running straight in. 11, he's got an invis ring, looking set up, but Matumba Man's just straight onto Kaka. Kaka will charge out the fight. BKB coming out here from Fada and Old Chicken. There's your Chain Frost, moving in, it will bounce between Chicken and 11 here. They've got the curse out as well. Mind control, looking for CTY, they've lost the Lich here. They're going to lose Fada as well, and Old Chicken's just getting all the damage out. They can't kill this TA. Punch onto the Slark. Jerax gets a stomp to the face, and Old Chicken with the double kill. If they don't kill the TA at the beginning of the fight, Old Chicken just rips through the lineup of Liquid.
Wow, did you see that snowball coming out from 11? He just delayed the fight so long for them, and then they took the fight opposite to where the Auk was. They cut his entire BKB duration and went on the weak targets and just chewed through their supports.
Oh, I mean, this is a weak spot now for Liquid. 50 seconds with no Alchemist and no Slark, and the pushing power from EHOME is pretty damn fast. They don't even have a fortification here for Liquid. They're going to lose the mid-racks. They may lose more. They've still got a tier 2 in the top lane, but EHOME, they're going to go for the game. They realize that Slark and Al can't get back on the map. Buyback's coming out for Lich, but he doesn't have a Chain Frost. This could be game 1, Ben. I don't know if Liquid can stop this. The tier 4s are going now. Frost Armor's being thrown out by Kuroki, but there's no Doom online, no Chain Frost, and now they just hit the Ancient. Mind control coming in, but I think he realizes he can't do anything. They've got it back, and this could be it here. They just can't stop it. This is going to be it. They found the opening in EHOME. They take full advantage. There's a fortification to buy some time, and okay, they are going to have Stark now, but this is going to be big for Liquid. They need to find the best fight of their lifetime to hold, and I don't think it's going to happen. Old Chicken BKB's up, hits the Ancient, and takes the win.
Damn, EHOME has the most amazing team fights that I've seen. This Tusk has to be abandoned. Wow.
That
incredible.
was, yeah, I mean, I've always talked about CTY's quad, but you've sold me now, Ben, on the 11 Tusk. There's a reason why teams do sometimes prioritize taking that away from EHOME.
Winter told me that he was nicknamed like the tempo maker or something like that in China.
That's absolutely bang on. His snowballs on point time and time again, as you said, in the fights towards the end, and straight from the start, every time, duking things out, saving his team, allowing them to turn it around, and Old Chicken's performance as well, of course, on the TA.
And of course, winning with Elder Titan.
Yes, and winning with
Elder
Lanham's Elder Titan was actually pretty scary. Only dies 3 times. He gets 19 assists, so huge involvement across the map, and a lot of things, of course, for the panel to talk about in that game indeed. But Liquid, of course, they did not give up a bad fight at all. It was 26-26 at the end of the day. They were just unfortunate with that opening where EHOME realized they could go for the base, and they went for the win. So I think Game 2 has the potential to be just as close as Game 1, so don't go anywhere. But for the time being, we'll head straight over to the panel.
Thank you, OD and Merlini, back at the panel, of course, with Lumi and Gods. Game 1 now in the books. It's going to be EHOME who claimed the first victory there. Lumi, impressions on the match?
I was just really impressed with the Elder Titan and how it worked out. I think when he was picked, Parker and I were just looking at each other. It's like, normally when you pick the hero, you pick it for natural order. And there was very low armor, base armor heroes. So I was like, what is this working out? But as the fights dragged on, we saw how many echo stamps into the ultimate. And I think it was really a combo pick. What really made it kind of so good was the eye shards, the charge, all the setup spells, and we saw 3-4 man ultimates. And when you hit an ultimate like that, the fight was just so easy.
Yeah, stomps on top of side blades. The
carry. Doesn't
In
really-
that matchup against DC, they pulled out the Sven as their core. EHOME did.
Ooh.
So I don't know how it would work out here. I mean, you're going to get a man fight if that's what you're asking for with an Alchemist on the other side and Undying. But with the interaction with Clockwork, it could be a bit difficult here. But it's actually Liquid now. We're looking for what we imagine being the Matama Man grab. We'll have to see. He might have to dig a bit deeper into his hero bowl than what we've been seeing from him as of recent. So with not much reserve time here, it's pressure on them. Juggernaut going to be the grab up here. Great mid-game presence and
Another
great
healing
sieging.
spell that gets countered by AA. This Ice Blast, if it hits, oh man.
Oh, man, that's a man right there. Ursa. Going to be come out dire side Ursa. Lots of melee cores across this one.
Yeah, I mean, for Liquid, they were just so limited in what like the safe lane carries were left. By no means is Jug being picked up for the healing ward, so I wouldn't be overly concerned about the Ice Blast stopping the Jug pick from being viable. I think it's just going to be an aggressive fighting core that can create space for Fata once you see levels. You get level 7, you run around with Max Blade Fury and just cause problems.
Yeah, this also really explains the Earthshaker pick. Ursa just wants as much lockdown as possible, and right now you have amazing frontline nukes, and then of course the Chilling Touch, plus the Ice Vortex as extra damage and disable. And more importantly, Tusk Snowball could be used very offensively now. You could even roll in the Shaker for the ultimate, you could roll in the Ursa as initiation. I like how EHOME's lineup gel together a lot more.
I hope Lanham warmed up his jump shot, because if that Ice Blast connects big here, it could prove to be very devastating for the lineup that Liquid have thrown together. But we'll have to see if that's going to be the case or not. We have hopped into game number 2. So with that, let's send it over to our casters right now. It's Odie Pixel and Mr. Ben Merlini-Wu.
Thank you very much, Cole Guy. And indeed, the game has begun. This time, we're not having any pauses. We're getting ourselves straight into the action here between Liquid and EHOME. And Ben, indeed, we are seeing some, the Ursa coming out from EHOME. That's the notable one to bring up. And the fact that Liquid are running all these heals against an AA, which obviously on paper doesn't look great, but at the same time, if they're able to survive the Ice Blast, that's going to mean that they can just turn around, burst back up, jump straight back into the fight. So it can still work to their advantage.
I think the first pick, AA, was brilliant by EHOME, because it just counters so much of what Liquid like to do. They like the Huskar, they like the Necrophos, and of course the Undying and the Winter Wyvern that they already have. And it kind of saves you a lot of bans in the future part of the draft. But I'm actually a big fan of Ursa. I think he's slightly underpicked, but he does have the problem of getting kited a lot, especially versus the Winter Wyvern.
Indeed, and of course we are seeing some signature heroes on the side of Liquid. Mind Control on his Clockwork, a hero that is sometimes taken away from the team in the drafting stages. He is pretty damn good on this clock. Fada again on that Alchemist, as they were saying, and I felt that Fada's performance in game was pretty good. Like, I really liked the way that he built. It offered a lot to the fights. It was just unfortunate that at the end of the day it wasn't enough to get them the win there.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't think that's the best way to play the Alchemist, because you're not really using the most out of Greevil's Greed. And if you want to fight constantly and build fighting items, you might as well build something like, a Razor that he so constantly plays. So it's not necessarily playing to the strength of the hero. I do think that he was kind of forced to play that way in the last game, but it was, it's just something to consider for the Alch. And CTY on the Ursa is mid versus Alchemist. This is an extremely tough matchup for the Alchemist. There's like almost nothing that he can do because of the
look at it, yeah. Fada just being kept away from the lane. CTY just holding him back. Gets a cheer from the crowd for that one. I mean, this is how you deal, as you said, especially with the first point in Greevils. He's not going to be able to get any bonus gold, and just making sure that you're trying to shut him out from the XP as well at the start, so that he's not going to get that acid spray up anytime soon. He's going to have it up shortly, but as you said, the start of this lane isn't going to be pretty for Fata.
Yeah, he really needs to kind of rely on stacks.
And look, CT, what? Is he just, no, he's got another one. He's going to do it. One more. Yeah, he's got it. First blood for CTY. He does lose his life, but I think that's worth it any day of the week.
Yeah. Bold move by him. Nice Orb of Venom pickup, and kind of trying to kill Fada before he's level 2, or has the stun at all.
Oh my goodness. That's
Punishing
the kind of
the
stuff
greed,
you want to
man.
see from this Ursa mid. Yeah.
I think that's already boost for him too. So if you want to keep with the pressure, boost is much better than a bottle, because Fada, he has to go his bottle first before getting.
So lane, they got the Fisher out now. Kaka, he's going to complete the wall with his body and Lennon, but Mind Control can still go the walk around. In fact, with all the clocks, Clock works here, and Kaka, one more punch. The South is there from Mojo. Oh, okay, South keeps him alive. Oh, mid lane. We just can't take our eyes off mid lane because CTY is just throwing himself at the Ursa. Sorry, at the Alchemist. He's killed him again. Does lose his life. Okay. The Ursa mid. I mean, there's some issues here for Fata. It's very YOLO here from EHOME, but okay, mind control. Again, just playing with on the edge of his life.
People have been searching for out counter for maybe close to a few weeks now, and the general consensus was that a heavy lane dominator such as Queen of Pain was probably the best option, but EHOME seem to have one up their sleeve with the Ursa. Oh, he's going phase boots. Screw the bottle, man.
Oh man, if he gets those, he's got, what, 20 gold and he's got the phase. I mean, what would you do if you fight it? You've got an unstable concoction. And
But the thing is,
level
you
1,
can't get
maxed
the
on
runes at
1
all.
second. Yeah.
Like, there's almost no chance you can get the bounty rune if Ursa's around, because he'll just chase you down. So he kind of needs either a lot of lane pressure from his teammates, so that maybe he can get like the support to rotate around, or maybe even just like a lane swap or going to the jungle at this point, because his CS is abysmal. It's 2 CS 3 minutes in for Fata. That is not something you see very often.
And they've got to do this as well. They've got to keep Jerax mid. If they have the Jerax mid, it's going to be harder for CTY to, of course, find the kills. And he goes and again, look at the damage. There's half of the health book on the turnaround with the concoction, the slow from the Arctic burn. CTY just hangs about. He is not phased at all. As Shoes will be there, as the courier on its way. Phase boots will be there. Kaka and 11 have come in with a smoke as well. They want to kill Fata again. Oh my goodness. If they can get the setup here with a nice shot, Fata, he's in a lot of trouble. There is Jerax here, but he's got the corn embrace. But 3 heroes hanging around, can they still go for it? Yeah, they'll go back in, stuns himself there. Couldn't get it out because of the cold embrace timing. Oh, disaster for Liquid in the mid lane. EHOME, this Ursa pick and the Ursa performance so far, doing it for the side.
Now what do you do? Stack and
man.
recover? I think that's kind of your only option is Elk.
This is quite something that we're seeing it. I mean, we saw they put Jerax mid. It's not enough to save the Alchemist. I mean, what do you do to recover this lane now?
Yeah, I think you have to stack and you have to try and gank him at the first Roche, but with Ursa having this good of a start, he's already level 5 with phase boots. It's going to be really tough to stop that.
I mean,
they
just-
kind of need some more mileage out of the Undying.
Just every lane as well, Ben. Look at the top lane. You got level 5 on the old Chicken Viper. He's had fine CS, and he's just zoning out mind control. He's just level 2 on the clock. It's looking to be a tough start for Liquid. Oh, the Fisher coming out as well. Make sure he doesn't get the concoction out. CTY, very nicely done there from Kaka on the Shaker. This is looking like a hard beginning for Liquid.
Yeah, it really is. Viper is, going to win his matchup
Yeah.
almost certainly. Mid, just complete ownage from CTY, and I guess bottom lane is kind of what they're looking out for. But, Undying can only stack and pull for so long before you're forced to go out and help your team.
Kaka on the high ground. Maybe seeing if he can set up a Fisher if Fata comes out too far. Jerax is still there. So we're trying to help him. And yeah, as you said, the bottom lane, this is kind of the saving grace for Liquid at the moment. The fact that Matuma Man, obviously nothing's been done for the side of EHOME really to contest him. 11's been around the map a little bit. So this Juggernaut is going to get a decent amount of farm here in this early game and is top of the CS at the moment.
Let's see what build CTY is going for. Yeah, he's also going for the 1-1-3. 3-1-1 is the more standard mid build, but if you're doing this well, you can actually just sneak and Roche because you have a lot of control of the map with the 1-1-3. I think he can actually do it right now.
Tempo seems to have slowed down now a little bit for the sides. So we're seeing that both Jerax and, of course, Mind Control even hanging around the mid lane at level 3 just to see if they can catch out any dives and making their attention towards 11. And Jerax here with a wraparound. They'll start to get the slow onto Tusk. Oh, the shards. Very nicely done. You're not killing 11 that easily. Blocks anyone else off any other chance from the side of Liquid
So
of
maybe
getting
with
close.
the bounty rune here, Fata can come back from the early game.
He's going to get the haste rune, unluckily for himself, and 11 will find the bounty on the bottom. CTY CS in the mid lanes, 26 for 14, still continue to be quite a bit ahead here at Fata on the Alchemist.
So they have this Observer Ward that's going to stay up, though. That's going to be pretty big because they have like 3 melee heroes. It's pretty hard to jump, like with Ursa plus Tusk plus Shaker. So, with this Observer Ward, it's going to be much easier for them.
And just look at just the level difference as well between CTY and Fata. The fact that Fata's had to have people around hanging in, and he's just sitting at level 4, and you've got level 7 now on the Ursa. It's just 6 minutes in to have this difference. It's going to be greatly painful here for the mid of Liquid.
They're actually getting a lot of levels up on Lanham. That's a big deal, having that Ice Blast up later. So Stack and recovery for Fada, not the worst thing in the world. Die a couple times, not a big deal.
Yeah,
So we see early mask already coming out from CTY. The Roche, he could be doing Roche like any time now.
I mean, do you think they will look for a very early Roche in the sense that can Liquid contest it with their lineup at this point of the game?
If you don't contest the first one, like it's so much harder to contest like the next 5 minutes because he has a...
Bottom lane, we're going to see 11 playing footsie here with Matumba Man. Training hits here. Matumba Man moving in, and that's it. There we go with the Omni Slash, gets the kill. Very nicely done there by Matumba Man.
Yeah, I guess they probably need some more levels though on their heroes. Let's see what Viper's going for. Looks like early mech coming out from Old Chicken.
As you said, just playing it safely, Liquid now, just getting that farm up on the Alchemist, trying to catch him back up. Which they will be obviously eventually able to do. And okay, here we go. Here we go. They're going to look for the smoke, and they're going to go for Roche here.
Yeah, this is a really tough time for them to contest though. They already dropped the Central Ward in preparation, and it's kind of obvious because no one's mid, but I mean, what are they really going to send? Alk is not that good fighting the pit. Undying is only level 5 at this point with maybe 3 points in Tombstone, but he has to be the one that gets there like right now.
Oh, this...
It's already way too low.
Yeah,
it's too late.
CTY's got it. 8 minutes in, this man, the flare will come out, the pings come in, but nothing that Liquid can do to head over there. And they are just going to have to let CTY take it. He gets the Roche. Doesn't even pick up the Aegis straight away because he knows that no one's going to come in for it. Just chills out, gets the DD. Aegis? No? Okay, leave it there. Does no one want the Aegis? Is there a reason, Ben? What is this strat? Is this...
Don't ask me, man.
Let's go. Okay, so anyway, top lane. Okay, okay. Blade Fury onto Old Chicken. Is the Aegis? Yep. Aegis is still there. Okay, but bottom lane, CTY starting to push with the DD. Okay. Ben, what's going on?
I don't know what they're waiting for. I'm still trying to...
I'm still waiting for someone to go there. I mean, I guess they just don't need it. They're very confident apparently, EHOME. Who needs Aegis? Let's just push this tower. They'll maybe casually pick it up on the way back after taking the tier 1.
Somebody has to notice.
I mean, this is efficiency. They had a DD. They wanted to make sure that they could get it straight on the tower. They've got a dire ward up, so maybe they just feel that there's no way that Liquid's going to come and just take it.
I mean, it's worth, I think, blowing a smoke on someone like Wyvern and kind of fly in. Right?
CTY's going to go back and get it now, I'm sure. Now, if he had an Aegis here,
he's playing like he has one.
Okay, he might still be fine. There's a tombstone drop. I don't even know anymore, Ben. They're gonna lose Conqueror as well. Has anyone got the Aegis? No. Oh, no. Okay, Lanham. What are you doing? Oh my. Okay, 11 did turn it around. He managed to find the Wyvern. Mind control's fairly low. The courier? What? Are you feeding the courier? What? Okay, they'll get Kuroki. Okay, they're still fighting well. Double kill here. They'll get mind controls. Okay, so it's going to be a good fight here for EHOME. They do find 3 kills in a very weird fashion. Courier's being baited. Aegis just maybe Lanham goes back and takes it out.
I just saw Kuroki.
There we go. No, just checking it's still there. He's just checking up on it. Here we go. CTY was like, oh, guys, I think I forgot to pick this up before the last fight. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we have it. Well done, CTY. Oh, okay. I think he's, lost for words here.
That was quite entertaining.
Okay.
He played like he had the Aegis. I think he thought he...
Yeah, it was the mind games. Okay, I mean, so 11 minutes in, 6 for 6. Overall, what are we seeing in terms of a difference now? It's 2K, so it is still obviously EHOME with the lead. And they did still obviously get the kill on Russia. Mind control, smoked up now with Jerax. He's got a hook shot. Let's see if he can set something up in the mid lane.
They don't want to go on him. He's not a good target.
Yeah, level 9 Viper. 3 points in Corrosive, Ogre Club. Fairly tanky, as you're saying, for this point, 11 minutes in. And there's some counter action from EHOME. If Liquid did jump in, they've got a full 5-man towards this mid lane.
Yeah, let's see. No observer awards, though. I guess they have one on Kuro. But EHOME know that all they need to do is stick around S5 and kind of let Ursa just do his thing with the Aegis. He is so strong at this point in the game. And on top of that, I think he has a Blink Dagger coming.
Well, yes, yeah, he's got the blink now. Yeah, and he's got another DD as well. Smoke up straight away. This feels like 2 DDs in the row for CTY. He's going to look towards bottom.
Change gears. He's at that magic mark.
Okay, going for the farm build, yeah. And he's going to hope, has he got a curry out there? Because if he goes down now with that amount of gold on him, it's not going to be great. Okay, he's playing it safe. Realizes that they're off the map. No, he's not going to get caught out in Jess. So there we go. So that is, how much money has he got? Yeah, 5 gold to go. So he's going to have that first major kind of hurdle cross. Top lane, Matuma Man will take himself a tower. So still the farm here for the Juggernaut looking very good. 5.6 hit gold on this Jug. Jarrett's getting himself away from EHOME as they did move into him on the mid lane. They'll be able to find the space here to find themselves a T1 here though. So more money into the bank of EHOME.
So Liquid's getting a lot out of the map, and this is kind of one of the best ways to deal with the Ursa, who's had a really good early game. He's not actually that great like in BKB wars. He gets kited fairly easily unless he's just out of control with an Abyssal, but they're just trying to split push and not fight at all with the Radiance eventually coming out on Auk. Just kind of try and play safe.
Mind control. He's going to get found out here. He does have a TP and a hook shot. It's night time, so they can't quite get the vision. Are they going to... Is Kaka going to go to the right now? I think he's just out of vision here, and yeah, he knows exactly what's going on mind control just because of this warden. He's going to stick around and farm the camp here. Feeling safe enough. CTY with the DD, making use of it in the jungle as well. Bottom lane, things are coming out untold. Chicken Matuma Man moving forward. He's level 11 with that Omni Slash online. But I mean, the Ursa and the Viper still very much at the top of the farm game. Looks like it's going to be the S and Y coming out for Old Chicken next in the item build. And there is now a mech complete as well on 11's Tusk. So the kind of the man fighting, the team fighting power of EHOME is going to be pretty terrifying if they jump straight into Liquid.
And CTY is going full man mode. He's getting Mask of Mana, screw the Vlads.
And he's getting all the good runes here as well. He's got himself an Invis, so he might even be able to set something up with that if he wants after Mask comes out.
They might consider like getting a gem pretty early just so they can stop this eventual split push. You want to do it before he gets the...
They're trying to move in onto Old Chicken. There's an Omni Slash. The Fisher will hold back Juggernaut. He's trying to get in, but he can't get the Omni Slash off. Now the Cold Feet's down and he's kind of panicking. He gets the play Fury here to avoid the Cold Feet proc, but he's just going in with the punches, Kaka. Here's your Ice Blast flying through. Is he going to hit Matuma? Yes! Straight on the face. Bang on target. Juggernaut down. Jax will heal himself up, but there's 5 heroes here on the side of EHOME. They'll get the Wyvern as well. Killing spree for the Tusk. And 2 more onto the kill spree of the side of EHOME. 8 for 6 now on the board.
Still pretty good. They have this really nice observer ward, kind of scout out how many are there and able to play around that. Still very nice play from the Fog and not getting Omni Slashed by Old Chicken.
Okay, so we've got the Radiance up on Fata. So as we were mentioning earlier, a very different kind of build to what he did in Game 1. Do you think this could potentially be the answer to dealing with the position they're in top lane? Kroki just chomped down by CTY. And bottom lane at the same time, EHOME continuing to pressure the tier 2.
I mean, that's the only way you kind of deal with this, right? Is split pushing and taking it late.
CP's coming in, hook shot forward as well. Kaka does have an Echo Slam if he wants to get it off, he does. Damage engine going to go onto the Blade Fury Jug as Jug moving forward, but the Snowball saving Kaka brings him in. They'll go straight onto Fada. The Omni Slash comes out, it's huge. Finds one, maybe finds with the Ice Blast onto Fada. They'll blow him up, Alk's down. 11, he might just get out of there as well. Move himself away, no, he goes down to the Rocket Flare. Matuma Man, the Cold Feet will proc, and Old Chicken and Lanham just trying to work down this Juggernaut. He realizes he doesn't have to damage it with the Blade Fury. He's got to get himself out, won't be able to. It'll be a 2 for 2 trade, make that a 3 for 2. CTY just jumping in on the back lines, cleaning up the clockwork. And he's going to be fine. He's got the ult if he needs to, and he can blink out. So he's going to be okay, but 3 for 2 trade there for EHOME. Getting Fata, getting Matuma Man, the kills that matter. And it looks like they'll also get a tier 2 here as well, Ben.
Again, nice place coming out from the Tusk, forcing the Juggernaut to commit his Omni Slash to a target that he didn't really want to. And we're going to see Roche respawn pretty darn soon. So Alk just needs to keep doing what he's doing. They have a ward on top, and he kind of has access to an opponent's jungle, although his own jungle has been swarmed by EHOME.
Yeah, no, I mean, as you were saying, this is going to be pretty nice for EHOME, the fact that the respawn timer is so short here on Roche. So they are going to be able to have a go for it and get it and go for some more action very, very shortly, of course. Overall difference in terms of gold, 5k at the moment favoring the side of EHOME. We'll see if the side of Liquid can catch back up. Obviously, Fada's starting to step up his farm with this Radiance. And is this going to be a smoke? Yes, it is from Liquid. They've got the smoke. They will go. They've got the hook shot available at the moment. Both 11 and Kaka up here. Kaka 1300 towards his blink, but they're actually going to make a movement towards the mid lane, Liquid. They see Lanham and Old Chicken coming quite far out here. They might just catch C2Y in the back of it, but he is level 11 and he may just turn and go here. Now, yeah, he's actually going to get popped away by the cogs, and Mind Control just TP's out. Doesn't want to fight, and it looks like the rest of Liquid will do so as well. Jarex gets himself out, so a little bit of an unsuccessful smoke there from the side of Liquid, unable to find anything.
He can buy so much time with his ultimate, so it's not really a good option for them. And EHOME trying to do their best to limit their farm. They do not know that they have these observer wards over here. They didn't think that they could get him down, especially with one of their own. But Liquid making very good use of the map right now.
And we're going to see towards the mid, Mind Control, maybe trying to get himself into position on the side. EHOME, for 4, committing to the push. Kaka, he has got that Echo Slam back online here as well. But Liquid, they've got the Winter's Curse, they've got the Omni Slash. They want to try and fight into it. And EHOME just being very careful with the positioning here, backing themselves off. Mind Control will spot that Roshan is up. And he's actually going to sit there with an Invis. I wonder if he'll try and do something a bit sneaky if the Ursa comes along. Where is Ursa at the moment? Ursa, is he going to make a way over there? No, it looks like they really want to fight here. They're still looking for something towards mid, hoping that someone comes out into the jungle here.
But he's not going to take that much damage because he does have lifesteal. So
Is CTY going to go in the pit now? Mind Control's still got half the duration of the Invis. He's not going to be... No, CTY's not going for it. So they're not going to be able to do anything. Meanwhile, Matuma Man, he's been found out. EHOME closing onto the Juggernaut. The Ice Shards block onto Matuma Man. The punch as well to get the Echo Slam to just lock him down. Make sure he can't get off the Omni Slash, and they kill him just in time before he can get that ult up there. And Mind Control, realizing he's not going to be able to find anyone in the pit, will end up just leaving. Top lane. And Direwanted spotting out the TP out from Fada. Kuroki's still around here. Well, maybe see if they can chase him down. They've got the shards. Kuroki's going to look to probably just TP out in the side shot. And 11. I don't know if he'll be able to... Is he going to look for him? No, it doesn't look like he's going to look that deep, so Kuroki is going to be all right there.
what's Mind Control hanging out here for?
He's been hanging around. He hung around in the pit. Now he's hanging around out here.
I don't think he can solo kill Ursa if he finds him, and I think it's maybe hoping for a kill on Lanham, but he's going to have his 4-step up pretty soon, so the chances for him to kill anyone is really, really low.
On top lane, Kuroki's still hanging around. The pings have come in as well, so he's trying to call for some backup. Wants to try and go for this kill on 11. They have got Mind Control with the hook shot. As soon as this wave's burst down, we'll see if he goes through, but Kaka's there with a Fisher as well. This is going to be a hard fight for Liquid to take. I don't think you want to be jumping into this one with just the two of you.
Yep, and they have Blink Dagger now on the Shaker, but I don't know, he might see them when he goes to purchase it.
Yeah, there's your blink. Kuroki. Liquid at the moment, there's a lot of people just hiding across the map, posing themselves in a position ready to jump, but I don't know if they're going to get the opportunity. Maybe with Kaka coming back into the shop. Mind Control now has got Fata behind him as well, but these are good. They just seem like hard catch-offs and pick-offs for them to find, and they're just not finding them at the moment, Liquid.
So, guess it's all in on the Alchemist basket here.
Nice.
No DOT's up from him. He doesn't really have that many lanes that he can farm, so better to go Manta so you can kind of extend your territory a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, if he gets the Manta, the Octarine, Boozy Travels, he's going to be able to maintain the lane pushes out and just kind of keep the game going as long as possible to buy time for the rest of his team. But it's going to be quite an ordeal for Fata, and as you said, I feel like a lot of pressure's on this out. CCY, of course, takes the Roshan. This time he does pick up the Aegis straight away. And Ping's coming out on top it. Kaka hiding in the trees. Echo Slam's going to be back up in 15, and there's going to be TP down to the tier 2 from Viper as well. Old Chicken, 600 away from the BKB, and they're just going to TP out. Well, at least one of them's going to try. He looks for the Council, finds it onto Kuroki. So now Kuroki has been left behind. He's going to go for this TP now on the sideline, as he didn't do it out, and nicely done there. So Kuroki didn't initially TP out at the same time, just in case that came in. Mind Control going very YOLO here. He is on his own, might get Kaka, but he's not going to do so. Okay. I was a little bit YOLO there from the clock. I mean, he nearly did get the kill, but even so, just getting the Shaker and losing the offlaner's life.
Just trying to make the game go as long as possible so that...
Okay. CCY moving on to Fada. They'll get the Unstable Concoction stun off. Have they got the control? The Ice Blast flying through. It's not going to latch on, and that looks like it's going to be enough for CTY to not go too ham.
EHOME has committed to all these early game items with, you know, S and Ys on a couple of their heroes. But as we see from
look,
last
going
game,
again. Snowball onto Varte, gets the Conquer Shout. They've probably got the damage to kill him though before he can throw. No, they do throw it out CTY, but they're slow there from the Sigil. No way the fighter gets out. They'll get the kill onto the Alchemist. He's down for 50 seconds. Tombstone doing a fair bit. The Mecha's been popped. Old Chicken's turned up as well. There's now a blink on the Tusk. So more and more items being found here by the side of EHOME. 7.5, coming up to 10K lead in terms of net worth. Things getting better and better here for the Dire side.
yeah, they're not really able to get that much farm up on a Matumba man. It's just Alk, and Alk still cannot man fight an Ursa into the late game, especially when he's this far behind.
Matumba man,
You want
hiding
your
in
Alk
the
to be
trees.
like, you know, 5,000 gold ahead of everyone.
Okay, he has got the Omni. He's going to go for the straight TP out. That's the smart thing to do. Or just, one more swipe, and he was goner. He was a goner. That was lucky. Very, very close there for the Juggernaut. And Jarek's just hiding in the tree line here. He's going to TP himself out as well.
But this is not the type of game that Liquid had, I think, expected coming out from EHOME. I don't think they expected Fodder to get dominated so hard. They have good early game heroes, but just lost the lanes out way too hard and kind of forced to play this backup plan.
Mind control with an Invis rune. What's he going to do? He's not going to want to jump out straight away because EHOME, they're there in full force, ready to find the mid lane. Ice Blast gets thrown out, won't catch anyone. In fact, 11 blinking onto Kuroki here. Has found the Undying all on his own here. There's backup coming in as well for the side of EHOME. So Kuroki in a spot of bother. CTY joins the fight. Makes short work there of the Undying. Mind control still hanging around with his Invis. See if he can set something up. Okay, walks up into the sentry that was just beautifully placed. Okay.
He's playing like a bounty hunter, man. I don't know how he gets so many Invis runes, though.
It's not
Still-
going too well for him.
With the Manta, there's a slight hope for Liquid if they can keep getting up farm.
And in the jungle, Matumba man going for the TP. This time it would not work! The damage from CTY. And, okay, Courier as well. Courier as well there for the Ursa.
Somebody
and
control this
CTY.
guy.
We talk about his quad performance. I think people will be talking about the Ursa performance after this game as he's been coming out with some blinders. 9 kills, 3 deaths, 2 assists. And overall, just EHOME's play as a team just seeming a lot stronger than Liquid this game.
Yeah, I like the Mask of Madness, too. He ended up getting the kill on the Juggernaut when he commit to this. He can also just get Basher later, and no one can really TP away from him. But Liquid, they just really can't do anything at all. Just hope that Alchemist can get large enough at some point and maybe start feeding some Ags to people, but that's, you know,
It's a long
20
way
minutes
off.
down the line.
Yeah.
With the next Aegis and Cheese, I think Liquid might be forced to fight a high ground defense that they don't really want to take.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So lame. Ice Blast is flying up. Kaka maybe was looking to see if he could find someone out. Mind control might be able to get the solo kill here. Moves in onto the Earthshaker. And yeah, they should be able to get Kaka. Pops it. Oh, is he going to live? He's going to live. 11 coming in with the saves, with the mech and the snowball, just in case there was any follow-up. And this man, we've talked about it in game 1, why teams don't like to give him the Tusk. He's always got his teammates back. Mid lane, the fight's kicking off as well. They're trying to move in, and Matumba man's got the Blade Fury. Maybe seeing if they can turn it. Tombstone's been dropped. There's your Omni Slash. The old Chicken BKB isn't going to save him. CGY looking for the Tombstone. He has still got the Aegis here, though. He might not even lose his life here. He gets forced away. The Concoction should do it, though. No, he's still alive. Nah, he's gone. But he's got the Aegis. There is 4 heroes here on the side of Liquid. Can he get himself away from this? No, Winter's Curse. They'll get the kill, and it's a big one. Oh, hang on. No. CTY's a goner. And that's Juggernaut getting that streak as well. 800 gold here pretty much, and they might find Lanham. No, 4-star across. Lanham, can they get themselves around in time to catch out the AA? Just going to throw down the Ice Vortex to slow them, and Lanham.
Dire's middle tower.
He's getting pursued here. Kuroki coming around as well from the side, but it looks like they'll give up on it, and Lanham will be able to get himself out of there. But nonetheless, big pick off for Liquid in the sense that they do kill CTY's Ursa in that mid lane.
Yeah, good maneuvering by them. They're kind of able to drag EHOME around the map with the threat of the Alchemist farming everywhere. He's actually somewhat pulling ahead in net worth, but I think that he can way out-farm the Ursa at this pace, because Ursa just went for a pure like hero-killing build as well as Roche. So I think with the next Aegis and Cheese, they probably want to make a move on the high ground. Ideally, you want the Ursa to tank the Omni Slash and just pop in Rage as soon as he hits. But unfortunately, it went on the Viper that time.
Bottom lane, pings are coming out onto Jerax. 11, ready with the blink. Jerax continuing to come out the lane. See towards the mid that Kaka is pinging out onto the jug. That's going to be the Blade Fury coming out straight away. If they can lock him in, he's actually going to move under the Ice Blast here. Kaka moving forward, try to look for the Fisher block. Oh, does he actually still get it here? He does, but Tumberman's going to look for the TP out, but no, he can't get through the block. It was successful from Kaka. There's the follow-up from 11, Echo Slam to the face. And beautiful position from Kaka, just getting off the block needed with that Fisher in top lane. TTY jumps on mind control, he's got a Basher complete. And that's the clock down here as well. Liquid just getting torn apart across the map here, hero by hero.
Man, that was a sick blink block.
Yeah, really well calculated there for the Shaker. Jerax. Oh, Jerax. He's going to fly off over the tree line, old chicken. On his own, you've got Lana moving in, there is an Ice Blast. No, he's going to be fine, Jerax. Lana can't quite get in range to do anything, but Kaka maybe looking for the wraparound here. Jerax is back up to base, so he'll be fine. 20 seconds until the jug's back here. Top lane's being forced in by CTY, who's continuing to get richer and richer on the Ursa. Varta's farm has picked up. I mean, he is on the outs as expected, but he is still top of the net worth. 2.7k on top of the bots, Manta and Radiance. But we very well might see EHOME just try and force these fights up to the high ground after they take down this final
Yeah,
tier
I
2.
definitely think they should. It's going to come to a point where once he has Octarine, you're not going to be able to split push out your lanes. It's not like they have...
Mind control coming in, but the Fisher's there. They'll just turn around onto the clock and disassemble him. He's down. Omnislash coming out to CTY, but there's just no damage. He's got the Glimmer Cape. He has got the Enrage as well. He'll try and walk it off. Liquid are moving in. Lanamy's got an Ice Blast up, and he's going to look to try and set up to multiple. Here's the Snowball, saving the Ursa from the Winter's Curse. The Fisher coming out. Lanam's still looking at the Ice Blast. They've lost the Ursa here. Maybe this is the fight for Liquid. Ice Blast comes out. It's going to connect onto heroes, multiple heroes, 3 heroes. Kaka moving in onto Fada. He's not regenerating up. Even the Cold Embrace isn't going to save him. 11 might just get himself away. The Illusion's chasing him down. Has he got the burn damage? He does. Kuroki gets a double kill, but they'll lose the Alchemist here. Owl Chicken moves in with the BKB. So a bit of a messy fight there for EHOME. 2 for 3. So Liquid will be happy with that one. One of the better fights that they've seen in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're able to do... Even despite the sick plays from Tusk, they still managed to take down the Ursa. It's pretty big. Do they have a blink on Tusk?
Yes, they got the blink hand mech, yeah. And, okay then, now the medallion as well, 600 on top. Roshan is going to be back up in just over a minute.
Tower is under attack.
So I'm sure we'll see them better. But Tumberman's saving up a lot of gold here on top of the S&Y. I mean, what is going to be the item pickup for this jug that's going to help Liquid in this time of need?
Let's see, it's too late for a Battle Fury build. I guess he might go Blink just so he can keep split pushing out, or even Manta style so he can extend the area by just sending out illusions everywhere.
Oh, Kaka. Okay, he's going for the solo here on mind control, and he's going to get it as well. Kaka on the Shaker. What a player.
It's just tough because he's really far behind, and like even if you go like, what's a good man fight item versus the Ursa? Like once he gets an Abyssal, he's going to be able to destroy the Juggernaut. So I think he has to go for more utility, play for like the 55, 60-minute win.
Well, coming down to the bottom. Jerax again, we've seen him down in this position a lot of times. He's never really been caught out. He's been able to play it quite safely here. 11 will just cut the creep wave. Old Chicken starts to push it back round. The ping's coming out now. Jerax will get himself out. And I think they realize they can't necessarily go for that one. Roshan is back up now. So we'll see if CTY heads over there fairly shortly. He's got the S&Y Basher and 1,800 gold on top of his builds so far. 1,400 gold, and still Old Chicken been farming very well on this Viper. He's now managed to pick up a Reaver on top of the S&Y and the BKB.
Yep, still going for what, Shadow Blade now on Juggernaut, and with like mass blinks, with Manta illusions, and regular illusions, EHOME still not going to be able to find the fight that they're looking for to cut off Liquid's head and end the game.
And as you said, they do need to.
They lost the gem too, so that's kind of a big blow
Okay.
to EHOME.
Because as you were saying earlier, if Fada gets this Octarine online, it's certainly
coming
going to
up
step
soon.
up the difficulty for the side of EHOME.
Yeah, I don't know if they're far enough ahead, even with the next Roche to end the game. It's going to be really difficult, but if Liquid, like, you know, lose Alchemist or something like that, then that's definitely the green light for EHOME. But as of this point, it's still kind of a tenuous lead that they're holding.
Tumberman just moving around here with the Shadow Blade. Seeing if he can catch anything. Old Chicken did finish off that heart now. It's incredibly tanky here on this Viper. Okay, so Liquid, they know the rush is up. Rocket Flare from Mind Control scouts it out. In top lane, maybe look for CTY. CTY will TP out, and he himself is going to make a beeline straight for the pit. And once again, I don't think Liquid are going to be able to do anything to stop this. As it will fall incredibly quickly, and this, of course, will be the Aegis and the cheese hit.
I think this is it. They just got a heart completed on Viper, so this is time to go.
Yeah.
Ideally, I guess maybe you want Abyssal on CTY. Given the last hit here, maybe you do like 1 or 2 Ancients and then go for it, but that might be too slow because they're getting their top lane pushed in.
Okay. Old Chicken and Kaka hanging around. There's Matumba Man and Mind Control in the jungle. The bottom lane 11 just starts to get straight in, gets himself in position. If anyone comes out, just checking if someone like Jerax is hiding in the jungle once again. Ping's coming out on Old Chicken on the top. You've got the full 5-man moving in, looking to maybe try for this Viper kill, but he's got 3k HP. Our 5 heroes though, let's see if they can get, they don't get the slow hit from the initial Splinter Blast, but the Arctic Burn comes in. They're a little bit too scared to dive this one, Liquid. They realize it's a hard kill, and they know that there'll be reactions from the rest of EHOME, so they do commit 5, and unfortunately for the side of Liquid, doesn't look like they'll find anything with it.
So they have like great vision with all these Observer Wards and Illusion scouting out. They have vision of like half the map, which is much more than you'd expect from a team in their position.
And EHOME are going to have the BKB here on CTY. BKB and Cheese is going to be on the man for the next fight.
Yeah, he doesn't have slots for it though, and they're still not able to deal with the Alks constantly pushing out the lanes everywhere.
Okay, Omni Slash, nicely done. You were talking about the warding here from Liquid, the sentries there, laying that one onto the Shaker. Glimmer Cape wasn't going to save him.
Gem cooldown is just a couple of minutes, but that's a big blow, that fight on top, because now they lost control of their jungle already.
Top lane, Old Chicken feeling confident to come out. He's not going to be too scared at all, especially seeing as last time Liquid sent 5 up here and they were even too scared to make a jump on him. Jerax hanging it back. I mean, Liquid have kind of managed to step it down the pace a bit. And mid lane, okay, CTY moving in onto Kuroki here, gets the kill. Straight in the base there. There's a wraparound coming from Mind Control. Has got this, yet another invis rune on this clock. He's getting these time and time again. He's going to see Lanham here. Is he going to try for the solo? There's a 4-staff on Lanham, so it's going to be hard. CTY getting kited down the mid lane. Matumba Man moving in. Here comes the cogs out, but Lanham forces himself out. They've got the hookshot to follow up. Nicely done there. So they'll find the kill onto AA. CTY will be able to escape.
Getting picked apart by the split push from Liquid. Still, I don't know if they're going to be able to use the Aegis. What, 2.5 minutes left? Such a small window with Gem. They need to take time to de-ward all these wards. And this looks like it's going to be maybe the 4th Roche that
Mid
may
lane,
be the time.
Kaka forcing Blinking into position with the Echo to start the lockdown onto Matumba Man. CTY with the bashes. Juggernaut down for 80 seconds. Beautiful initiation there from Earthshaker, just closing a massive distance and straight in with a bang on target Echo to lock down Jug.
I think that's unacceptable death though. Vada's going to be pushing the T2s, still no BOTs. They were not geared up for this sort of game though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like ideally you want, Shadow Blades, Blinks, same as the Liquid's getting to try and pick off these split pushes constantly, bypass the illusions that has the Radiance, but as of this point they're forced to look for more team fights.
Bottom lane, Kaka. He's got the Glimmer Cape here, Fada charging up the concoction. There's a hookshot across, but that's, he's gonna hold Fada back so he stuns himself. Now the Ice Blast comes in, it's gonna hit Fada here. They've got the burst, they bring down the out. Mind Control's gonna go down as well, and a real mess for the side of Liquid there in that bottom lane. Lanham nearly dying there to the Acid Spray and the Radiant Spell, but he is gonna be fine.
That's really nice play though, coming out from Kaga, using the Glimmer Cape to get the jump on these heroes. They think they're safe because there's no TPs on a tower.
There's a buyback here from Mind Control. Hookshot's still going to be on cooldown for 30 seconds. CTY and 11 have been putting on the pressure at this top lane. You can see Lanham and Old Chicken start to wrap themselves around to mid so they can start to join this push. Jug's going to be back up here. Does have the Omni Slash on Matumba Man. There's still 35 seconds before Fada's back in the game. And here we go. CTY just manning up, getting a few chips onto the tower. But
It's
this
only
is
too strong.
Yeah, the EHOME, they do need to get this push on because we've seen that Fada, as you said, he's got the Octarine, 2k of gold on top of it as well. But still, the overall kind of favoring at this moment, it's 12k lead for EHOME. which is still pretty impressive when you look at the fact that most of the net worth of Liquid is just on this Alchemist. And here we go. What's going to be Liquid's answer here?
It's only 30 seconds left on the Aegis. They can kind of use the cogs to block them off, but it's definitely stall until that Aegis is up and then go.
And Echo is back online for Kaka in 4 seconds. So if Liquid do make a jump, oh, hang on. BKB popped by CTY here. A little bit of a mistake here from the man. As BKB is going to now be on cooldown. I think EHOME will probably, I want to stick around here. I mean, yeah, not great there for CTY. Bit unfortunate.
So now they have BOTs up on Shaker. That's going to be pretty useful in dealing with Alk. Wonder what his next item is. I guess he has a safer buyback. He thinks that they're going to high ground push and end the game fairly swiftly.
Bottom lane, mind control. He's just going to go out and try and force that one out. Majority of EHOME putting the pressure mid, and that's the gem coming back out, so Tusk will pick that up for the side, 11. So they continue to maintain that map control. I mean, what is the plan here for Liquid? Is it pretty much just stall the game, stick to the high ground, push the
just keep
lanes
doing
out?
what they've been doing for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they have the Aegis now, so that's a slight issue for them. But just keep getting picks where you can.
A lot of money racking back up on Old Chicken as well. He's got 3.2k coming in, so he'll probably be able to, I guess he'll look for the damage now that he's got the heart. Or is there anything else that could offer to the high ground push? Is that
The
AC
problem
or
isn't,
Shivas?
like,
What's he going for here?
Probably, it looks like AC, I suppose. It's pretty good if you actually want to push that ground, but the problem is they can't really get there in the manner that they wanted.
Top lane, Kaka, he's been fouled by Fada. He's got the Glimmer Cave, the Omni Slash will be whiffed. And he may just go back in here. He's got an Ice Blast flying through. Can they stop him from getting out here? They need a blink, but no, won't be able to stop him. So Matumba Man is able to get out. They're able to keep their heroes alive, which is pretty much what they just need to be doing at this point. Clockwork. Oh, mind control. If CTY makes the move round here, could be in trouble. The pings are coming out, they're spotting him. CTY will jump in, and the Abyssal Blade now complete on the Ursa. Locks down the clock, gets himself another kill. And this bear proving to still be a massive issue for the heroes of Liquid. I know Jarax is around as well, but always going to be hard to catch out. And he will be able to get himself away on the Winter Wyvern, but CTY still managing to just disassemble it. And the BKB has come out on Matumba Man, but I still feel he needs a lot more really to be as effective as he needs to at this point of the game, 40 minutes in.
Yeah, they can just annihilate people with the Abyssal. He has so much front-loaded damage that it has to be like big plays coming out from Winter Wyvern to be able to save people from that.
Yeah, and we're looking at, yeah, okay, that's the AC complete now on Viper. So they're going to have the Assault Cuirass ready for the next high ground push from EHOME, and maybe that was what they were waiting for here. Roshan is going to be up fairly shortly potentially as well. We're going to see just under a minute what the respawn timer is on that one. So maybe EHOME will play it super safe, just kind of hang on, wait to get the Aegis and the cheese, and then it's going to be so hard for Liquid to defend against that push with all those items taken into account.
Now their death timers are like long enough that the death really does matter. They're kind of have to use a buyback like every time 2 people, I think, are picked off. But at the same time, EHOME's kind of getting limited on item slots. He already has to drop items for the Aegis and the cheese. Old Chicken kind of approaching 6 fairly soon. I guess you can still top it off with Moon Shards.
All right, top lane. CTY moving in. The hookshot will stop the TP in onto the range creep, but mind control just getting, CTY, no mercy here from the bear.
He doesn't have buyback. I think he bought back last fight.
He did, yes, he did buy back the last fight, mind control. He's not been having his greatest of games, unfortunately for him on the clock. It's been a tough one here. And top lane, so they'll get the crew wave coming back in on the top, mid lane. Old Chicken gets himself back onto the tower here. And Clockwork for 20 seconds. Father just moving out with the concoction. He's got 4.8k gold here on this Alchemist, so it's going to be very important what he picks up next. I mean, what do you think he's kind of contemplating at this point? As you said, maybe still holding on for the buyback gold.
Yeah,
but other than that, what does he get?
I think an AC of his own.
Okay.
Probably the best bet. I mean, you can also go Halberd. It's pretty good, but Ursa already has a BKB.
Oh, Kaka with the Glimmer Cape. Looking to set this up, and Matumba Man's going to be able to get himself away with the Shadow Blade. No detection here on the Shaker. So he will survive. Gem at the moment, of course, being carried by 11 for the side of EHOME. I mean, in the minds of EHOME, do you feel this is a little bit of an issue? The fact that we are 42 minutes in, pretty much, they've got the lead that they have, but they have not yet taken down a tier 3?
I think it's still okay.
Okay.
They can exchange out for BOTs fairly soon, and they have the tools that they need, like Blink, Gem, Glimmers. Like these are the items that you need to pick up these annoying split pushers. And Juggernaut's still like not that farmed. He had to invest in a Shadow Blade, which is not going to be very useful at defending the high ground. And they are still finding
Mind
picks.
control again, getting caught out. Oh, gets the hook shot away, and he'll be able to survive this time. Okay, nicely done there by the clock. Yeah, nice little applause there for him not dying this time. Nicely played. 42 minutes in top lane. CTY staying around Matumba Man. Can't really do a lot here, yeah. He's just going to TP out elsewhere. Have they got a smoke here? No, I think I guess they just play on the defensive really here, Liquid.
Yeah, they have to get these wards down. They changed the gem over to Fada.
Okay.
I mean, he can see the wards, but he can't actually take them out. I guess at least not this high ground one. But they have to limit EHOME's vision at all times, and EHOME has to do the same, so they can, kind of threaten a push with like 2 or 3 while they always have to wonder where the Earthshaker is going to be. Same with the Ursa. He can pick people off so easily with Blink Abyssal, but he just can't get to anyone.
Well, CTY sees the courier pass over. That has got a full AC on. If CTY finds this, no, he's just going to go for the kill instead. Moves forward onto Kuroki. The bash is there. That's the Undying down. 45 seconds. Kuroki doesn't have buyback. The courier is going to be kept on the cliff side for the time being, and they'll get it back safely, I'm sure. So it was indeed, as you called out, the AC purchase here for that Alchemist with that gold.
Yeah, he doesn't have buyback, but it doesn't look like he'll be much of a problem unless he gets picked off right now.
Bottom lane, again, mind control, hook shots across to the Roshan to get himself out of here. He should be all right. He's got a TP up. I think hang on, CTY's there. Oh, the blink. And he's been trapped in his own pen as punishment there from 11. He says, you stay there and think about what you've done. Maybe they'll still get the kill though. Snowball forward, Old Chick is there as well. They will eventually find the kill here onto the clockwork. So as much as mind control will try to get himself away from everything, it doesn't work out. And again, CTY will take the Roshan. I think this is pretty much the 5th time they've got it now in quick succession here on the side of EHOME.
So I think it's some good time to push out all the lanes. All of them are past the river at this point, so still pretty good for them. Moon shards maybe left on CTY, and that's pretty close to it.
Farter, 2.5k on his AUK at the moment on top of the AC. You've got CT1 moving, and he's going to see the ward here, Matumba Man. He's going to be fine. The night vision CT1 makes a hazardous guess at which way the jug went. It's not going to be the right one. And out TPs himself out. So Matumba Man farming very aggressively here, but he feels safe, of course, because of this Radiant Observer ward. He's just going to keep himself just clinging to those trees just to make sure that no one passes by and spots him out. 11 coming in with an invis. He's going to see Kuroki hit. Is he going to try and go for a bit of solo action? We'll see. The pings are coming out. CTY's moving in as well. Kuroki is going to be in the low. Okay! Okay! They still get him here. They hold the punch off, and they'll get themselves the kill. Nicely done.
They're still sacrificing these like very low-level heroes. I think Clockwork's level 12 or 13, and Undying's level 11. So their respawns are long enough that, okay, if they get caught out on the opposite side of the river, they'll be up in time for the push. And Old Chicken's trying to do his best, but without BOTs, he's kind of just a sitting duck.
All right, is this the complete X for AA? How much has he got in the courier? Yes, so you've now got an Aghanims on this this AA as well, and Lanham's just hit level 16. That's not going to be great, and Mind Control's got to be careful. Hanging around in the jungle, there is 11 around. CTY pushing down the top lane. Bottom lane, the action's kicking off. They found Jarix this time in the trees, and they'll get the kill. Ice Blast on point. Lanham gets the kill for that one. This time Jarix won't get away with chilling in the sidelines.
They've had enough of his shenanigans.
And the Old Chicken, I mean, he's just sitting there in mid. He's so damn tanky with the AC, BKB, and heart. He's got 3.7k gold on top of it as well.
This is it, I think. It's the time. All 3 lanes are finally pushed in.
All lanes are pushed in it, and the cheese on the Tusk, the Aegis on the Viper. He can just front line pretty much infinitely. Fans is going to throw out the concoction. Fortification has now been used here by the side of Liquid. So EHOME, I'm sure they're going to very much want to jump in. They're just lacking in Kaka at the moment. He's making his way down the mid lane to join the fight. And CTY moves in onto the tower. What's going to be Liquid's response? Just using the Blade Fury here from Matumba Man. Now CTY trying to close in. The punch slow is onto Matumba, and they'll jump straight in with the Abyssal as well. There's the heal. Oh, that gets forced off out. He's going to live. Gets out the Omni Slash. Lano's brought incredibly low. Now he's got to walk himself away. Gets the Beekeeper out in time. So Matumba Man wants to find Mind Control with the hook shot forwards here. They'll get the return kill onto Lanham, but they do lose the clock. Old Chicken, still frontlining 11 again with these shards, blocking Fata out from getting away. He's looking for the Winter's Curse onto CTY, it's pretty big. CTY might just go down here, will he go? Yes, he will! They'll kill the Ursa! And now, Kaka picked up by the Snowball, 11 buying time for the Shaker to live through this one, but he may still go down here, gets 4-staffed out. Matumba Man moving in here, looking to find the cleanups. 11's there with a Warwish Punch slow. Old Chicken just still sitting there, hitting away, and Matumba Man will get taken down. It's a double kill for Fata though, and now they're looking for Old Chicken. Old Chicken, he's lost the Aegis. If they can kill him here, this could be huge. Kaka's gonna throw out a Fisher to block them off, and a nice Fisher from Kaka will buy the space here for Old Chicken to get out, but that was a very messy high ground push attempt there from EHOME, and Liquid, they punish it extremely heavily.
Yeah, they didn't really have to throw that many buybacks at that point, though.
Look at the gold XP swing. I mean, it's a swing of about 4K in gold and about 7K in terms of XP.
Yeah, finally they seized T3. I thought that was the time for them to go. But, I mean, Viper can't really do that much. He's sitting there behind enemy lines and he still can't really focus people down. He went like a super heavy sustain build so that he can kind of push while dealing with the Alk illusions, but it's not really paying off for the actual team fight where they need to kill this Alchemist.
That's just got to be a huge wake-up call for EHOME. The fact that they can't break base with the lead that they had, and that Liquid, they don't even need to use any buybacks.
I think they can still get like BOT2s and keep looking for people. I would like to see like a Shadow Blade pick up on the Tusk though, but he doesn't have enough gold. Didn't see the gem exchange hands, but it looked like it dropped sometime during the fight. Okay, Old Chicken with the Mjolnir pickup.
On top lane, Kaka coming free. You've got the wards being chopped out by Kuroki as well. Kuroki's got to be a bit careful here. He's going to reveal that he's actually going to try and go for the kill. And Kaka will be able to get himself out with the Glimmer Cape. TPs are coming in here as well. Kuroki force-staffing himself away. He has got mind control here. CTY closing in on the Undying. I don't know if Kuroki can get himself out of this one. The hook shot from mind control with the the force out. He goes for the TPs, the bash, the Abyssal Blade is there. So they will get mind control. He does give his life to save Kuro though. I don't know if that was necessarily worth there from the clock. I mean, surely you'd rather keep the clock alive. Actually guys, to be fair, just looking at the two heroes, how well
Mind
Kuroki's
Control
been
doesn't
doing.
care about dying anymore.
Yeah, that's true. He's kind of the sacrificial lamb here for the side.
Still having trouble pushing in against the onslaught of illusions.
We were talked earlier about how Fada's going to have to do a lot to hold on to this game, and he's been doing exactly what's been needed. 5K gold now saved up on top of the AC. I mean, is there a point soon where there's any kind of agonyms that you feel it's worth investing for the side of Liquid at this point of the game?
I guess only Juggernaut, but he doesn't even have that much damage to warrant it. Although the cooldown reduction is pretty nice, but maybe put it on Undying, I guess? I don't know. He still has, what, BOT2s and replace a gem for something else. Abyssal, maybe, a Butterfly, I think. If you go Butterfly right now, yeah, sure, they can pick up MKBs, but they're like super limited on item slots. He's going to have to drop his mask or something. And ideally, he wants another slot to carry the Aegis.
11's now picked up at Vlad's as well. We do see, obviously, teams do that at the later portions just to help with these late-game fights. Just with the percentage-based damage increase and just having that lifesteal as well for the team, it's going to be very nice for EHOME when they do jump into these fights. Roshan, it's only going to be up here for a few minutes at minimum. Have to wait on for that one, but 15 minutes in, you've got to imagine that EHOME are still a little bit worried that they can't quite break the base against Liquid's lineup.
Yeah, they have these reserve rewards on the side, though. They place one on bottom for Winter Wyvern, one on the left over here. These are not going to be dewarded by a gem unless he flies over. But
yeah, I mean, so as you were saying, so that the axe being given to Jug here, of course, by the Alchemist, it is going to be pretty much, having that 70-second cooldown, because we've seen a lot of the times as well, just used to kind of buy time and save Matumba's life, and mind control. CTY just jumps straight in and finds a free pick off on the clock as he wanders through the jungle here. Just continuing to confidently move around the map. CTY just having no fear at all about how deep he goes here into the jungle. There's going to be bots now on Old Chicken's Viper. This game has suddenly become very tense between these two sides. One slip-up could quite easily cost the game here for Liquid.
I think that maybe they can split push with like one one side using like a Viper as a siege engine, and then the other like having the Ursa or something like that. But still, no gem. Kaka does have sentries available to him, but not willing to drop him at this point. I think that the Viper can kind of tank through like almost everything that Liquid can throw at him, especially if they throw solar on him.
Picks him out to Mataman as he just clears, tries to cut the way, but there's already a large creep wave moving in on pretty much all of these lanes here. MKB now picked up on the Ursa just to kind of deal with that Radiance mischance that Alk's kicking out.
So, how many roaches is it going to be? Number 5?
This is number 6 now.
6?
It's been a lot, yeah. Back up in a few minutes.
I've lost count.
And yeah, so I mean, with the Mjolnir on Old Chicken, he's putting out a fair bit, and obviously something as well to deal with the illusions that get sent down the lanes, just to make sure that EHOME do constantly have all the waves pushed in when they look to fight. Mind control and Timberman coming out a little bit on the top lane. They might just look to try and fight this with the 3 of them here at EHOME. Wrapping around, the Sigil spotting it out. I mean, this is just the 2 on Liquid, jumping with the Walrus Punch onto Matumba. He's getting himself out of the shards here, but Mind Control can take a nice bust to the face. So they'll get the clock once again, but Timberman's still hanging around. Looks for the Omni Slash onto Kaka, but the Glimmer Cave's there. He'll walk it off now with the mech. The Omni Slash is just not going to do enough. The Gold Culture, but the Snowball comes in. Winter's Curse, the Snowball's going to be held on here. Trail to Matumba, maybe they could do it here. They found one CGY, incredibly low, pops the beacon, he turns around. On the Matumba, the Cold Embrace is there for Jarak. He's going to live. 11 and Old Chicken trying to do it. Old Chicken just frontlining. Looking for Matumba. Matumba gets himself forced out here. Fada being slowed up by the Viper. Old Chicken trying to move forward here. Lana as well. Blink in from 11. Looking for a snowball stun. Will get it. He's got the shards as well. Throws him out. The Cold Embrace once again. Keeping alive Fada. Jack's just saving his team. CT White came in from the side. Managed to finish off Kroki on the Undying. Fada trying to man fight this. He may just die here. The Ice Blast coming through, but Fada. Oh, he gets himself out of the Ice Blast. Doesn't matter. They'll still find the kill. Old Chicken getting forced forward. They want him to try and get Matumba Man. Again, Jax with the Cold Embrace, but Jax himself dies. Matumba Man's be left. There's a buyback from Jax. The buyback from Fada here as well. Now EHOME, they're going to get themselves out both incredibly low here, but EHOME still finding a very, very good kill there.
Nice Cold Embrace is coming out, but not enough to save them. That's 1 buyback down for the Alchemist.
Yeah, and this is the point where you've got to be careful that the fact that these buybacks, because now EHOME, they'll want to look to try and go for the same amount of aggression as quick as they can. There's still an Echo Slam on Kaka. Good shot in from Mind Control here. Okachi can post the BKB, now the damage. They'll be able to find the Clockwork. Cold Embrace is not going to save him. Echo Slam coming out a bit preemptively here. Okachi getting pushed back by the Cogs. There's a buyback on Matumba Man as well as he comes back into the fray, but they can't quite catch out the side of EHOME as EHOME play it safe, and they get themselves the hell out of there.
They need some sort of sustain on the Ursa though. Like the old school build used to be like Heart Scythe, but with the ulti change, it's much different now, and unfortunately he doesn't have any slots for lifesteal. So like once he's low from Winter's Curse, he has to back out of the fight immediately unless they want to commit to like a buyback and BOT back in. So ideally you can kind of slot one out for Aegis,
I mean,
but
he's got the Vlads on the Tusk, so.
yeah, that's unfortunately not enough. Yeah, it's decent. They wish probably had something like Healing Ward now.
Bottom lane, CTY. He's probably not going to want to jump in it. It's just the illusions being put out here. Fada just getting those waves pushed back up, and the Roshan, yeah, is up and available. Old Chicken will head in. He'll spot that one out. Give it the go-ahead. Bottom lane, Lana was pushing in this lane here. Jax is moving out here. He's got to be careful because CTY may just jump in and go for the kill. Oh, yeah, gets the Abyssal down in time, and Jax, oh, gets himself away, not going to save him. He still finds it there, CTY, so he gets himself the kill. Old Chicken in 11, looking to finish off Roche. Rocket Flare will spot it out, but this is a point as well where Jarex is now down for 75 seconds. Did, of course, buyback in that last fight. Mind Control moving forward with the smoke. Oh, okay. I mean, it's flashy. I don't know if it matters. It was flashy, though. I'll give him that.
CT-wise, like, whatever. I didn't have a slut anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good, but it didn't really achieve too much here, unfortunately. Stops them from getting the Aegis, I guess, which is what this is all about, kind of prolonging EHOME from pushing up to the high ground. And I guess Mind Control's got a pretty fairly short respawn timer still. So he's going to be back for the defense.
Keep the levels low, man.
So maybe that was, maybe, yeah, just taking the Aegis off the hands of EHOME is worth it. Bottom lane, Matumba Man is going to find CTY, and maybe this is the play. So CTY, of course, doesn't have an Aegis here. If they can get him here, they can't. The BKB's there, and he's just going to walk it off. That could have been big, though. Mid lane, EHOME. They're going to get the pressure and fortification coming out from the side of Liquid. There we go. So Rax I'll find the melee, probably the missed chance here from the raid. He can't get the last hit in. All these misses, there we go, finally gets it. So I'll take the melee racks. So clock is back here. And we'll see, but yeah, maybe in hindsight, so yeah, just taking the Aegis, it's gonna make EHOME feel a little bit more scared about pushing, but who took the cheese? Cheese is on 11 again, okay. Amatuma Man, trying to move in with the Omni Slash onto Old Chicken, but Old Chicken sliding around here. The Abyssal Blade from Fada though, locking him in place. Fisher comes out with Kaka. Now there's a hook shot from Mind Control. Pushing back land of the Snowball though, across, and they've already lost the Dirge here. Old Chicken with the BKB looking for Fada. Kokoshi gets thrown at him. Amatuma Man trying to move in with the BKB. Hasn't quite got the damage there. Ice Blast being flown across the fight, and 11 moves in. Walrus Punch on the Amatuma Man. Blade fearing himself away with this jug. Fada trying to move back here. Jerax getting the slow out onto CTY, but CTY, he's trapped in the cogs here with Mind Control, but he just turns onto the clock and takes down Mind Control. They did manage to find the melee racks on the top lane as well now. So this is getting harder and harder for the side of Liquid to defend. 2 sets of melees down. EHOME still pretty strong. They're going to be happy hanging around here. And 40 seconds on clock, 30 seconds on Undying.
No buybacks
Yeah.
on Radiant. I mean, they have such good like terrain control too, with the fissure and the ice shards. Fada was almost locked into that fight, and you don't want to be locked in the cage with Ursa Bear.
Okay, and this is going to be Tier 3 on the bottom. They are going to have the Undying back, but Liquid, they need an insane team fight to do this. Chicken pops the BKB, Fada gets the Abyssal down, CTY jumps onto Jerax, so Jerax is out of the fight, Ice Blast flies front to Fada, the damage as well from Old Chicken, they'll lose the Alchemist here. Omni Slash comes out from Amatuma Man, but it's not enough to kill anyone here, bounces around, now they'll all converge on him, Mind Control hook shots back in, but he doesn't stop the aggression of EHOME, they're 3-4 down, GG is called, and EHOME take down Liquid 2-0. 58 minutes in, they took their time with it, and Liquid, they did their darndest to hold the base, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day.
That might be the solution to Alchemist. Hopefully we start seeing
Submit, just running at him and killing him at 1 minute mark, 2 minute mark, and 3. It was, yeah. The Ursa from CTY was absolutely on point. Ends the game 27-6-4. Insane performance from the man. But obviously, shout out to the admirable play from